Yeah! Yeah! I waited a long time for this.
Six called me up, told me fuck that old stuff.
Let's go! Let's go!
Well, I got something new for you, homie. Triple X. SIXXEXO.
Yeah!
Let's go. Old hoes got new tricks, old folks hate my new whips. Old chill spots got upgraded, F vodka and Netflix. Old J's for these new fits, old Blaze backwoods piff. Old bills that I got them faded, now the pots and checks ripped. My old homies was reckless, whipping in the bando, couple white girls jiggling topless. Rock mixed with thoughtness, rock life recognized. Far from a thug, but I got mine. And an 18-month-old with my initials giving me the 9 to pop mine. And it's registered, so I sit next to your body while you shot crime. Card in my hand, on my head, tell him, oh yeah, I shot mine. Stop lying, that confession, that shit was so cold. Another nigga beef that was squashed last week, man, that shit was so cold. Yeah, let's go.
Getting to the money while you sleep, yeah. I'm on some new shit. Hard work pays off. Bitch, your boy about to take off, and I ain't coming back down.
Yeah!
I ain't coming back down.
Triple X, baby! We finally here. Dedication, motivation, that's just part of the game. I can't explain all of the things that really made me insane. I put my soul in these rhymes to take my mind off the pain. Nobody helped when I failed, nobody gave me a thing. I made my way through the darkness, now I'm as bright as a flame. Thought I wanted some fame, but all I wanted was change. Now everybody can see me, now they screaming my name. Man, I done came long ways, and I'm just glad that I came. And now I'm shitting on these niggas, and I'm just doing my thing. It ain't shit they can do, but you sit and complain. Bitch, I'm fly as a plane. Boy, you simple and plain. Bitch, I'm running the game, and you ain't running the thing. Nigga. Yeah.
Getting to the money while you sleep, yeah. I'm on some new shit. Hard work pays off. Bitch, your boy about to take off, and I ain't coming back down. And I ain't coming back down.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, man.
In case you didn't know.
Oh, they know, homie.
What time it is,
My G, they know.
or what I'm on.
They know. I do.
I simply tell them,
I'm on some new shit.
catch up, nigga. I'ma say it again.
I'm on some new shit.
Brand new.
Yeah.
Ketchup or mustard, bitch. I'm out.
I'm on some new shit. I grind hard all week. Getting to the money while you sleep, yeah. I'm on some new shit. Hard work pays off. Bitch, your boy about to take off, and I ain't coming back down. And I ain't coming back down.
I am inevitable.
When you see men fall, don't laugh. Learn. Learn. Because you're on your way up. And the things that tempt people to fall, you and I are not free from that temptation, nor from the weakness that will cause us to stumble and fall. When you laugh at somebody else's fall, white or black, rich or poor, your enemy or your friend, you are laughing and opening a way for your own demise when you do that. Because to laugh and not learn, to make mockery and not to understand, is to make the same mistake yourself.
Oh, what is up, Straight Talk Society? This is your host, Trevor, and I am back with another episode of Man Talk Monday on a Tuesday. Actually, for the remaining 7 episodes, is going to be on a Tuesday. And we actually weren't even supposed to be on today, but I saw a post that kind of prompted me to hit the guys up and be like, hey, we got to throw one in on the off week just because I wanted to hear these guys react to it. It's going to be one of these shows where we got an impromptu debate also. Kevin and Wayne going to get into it. Look at that, Wayne already. Wayne is on time already, waiting for Kev. Y'all gonna have to wait just a little bit because I got something I got to say. Kevin Wayne going to get into a little debate. Now, I will say this. I did want to do a blind rankings today, but I can't do it because when I tried to make last week's blind rankings its own video, but the video was so long I couldn't load it the way I wanted to in any of my streaming things. So I had to then do something different. And then now y'all know how Mike is. Mike isn't straight line. When he talks, he'll go all over the place. So I had to try to match up pictures to what he's saying. And that's going to take a long time. So I figured to do it this way now, I'm just going to throw the pictures up ahead of time so he could react to the pictures while they're on the screen. And then I could clip it right from there. So I won't have to do any extra editing. But I didn't have time to get that together because I just got back from vacation this week and they're trying to kill me at work. So that's just a simple matter of it. Almost wasn't going to be able to do today, but I know I had to because then it would have had to wait another 2 weeks, man. Shout out to Bones in the building. Shout out to Ricardo in the building. So let me address something. Unfortunately, I hate that I even had to bring these type of things up, but MD did a stream the other day, and shout out to the political prophet amongst men. He did a stream and he said that anybody who was ever affiliated with this person kind of owes it to have to respond on it. And I agree. So when I started doing this, I said that I didn't want to be involved with anybody else. I didn't want anybody's audience. I'm fine with what we got. We'll build our own thing and things like that. You even know how it is if you're a moderator over here. The stipulation is that you would have had to been to my house in order to be a moderator over here. So I outside of maybe 3 people, every moderator that I have on this channel has actually been to my house. We've broken bread together. We barbecued and chilled and partied together. So I know who they are. Man, YouTube is a terrible place. I've always said that. That's why I have no problem backing away from it. That's why when you see me take these long extended stays and things like that, it's just because this is a terrible place. This is a terrible place because we like to kid ourselves like we're a community and things like that, but we're not really a community at all. We like to say, oh, we're the black community on YouTube, and you know, this show has always been black centered. You know, everything, we rarely bring up white issues, which we don't shy away from them, but we rarely bring them up because we like to feel like we got a sense of community and things like that. But the more that I think about it, this is not a community at all. This space, this YouTube space, is just a space of what can a nigga get out of this situation. That's all it is. It's like, what can a nigga get out of this situation? How could I capitalize off of the situation? So some of you know, some of you may not know, and if you want to know behind the scenes, I'll tell you, because I'm not even gonna say the person's name on the channel, because I think that person got a lot of shit going on in life, and they need to handle it before they ever try to talk about coming back on YouTube. Oh, shout out to the greatest moderator in the business, Keela. So you guys know when Man Talk Monday started, maybe like a year or so ago, 2 years ago, it wasn't just me and Mike. There, for the first maybe 2 or 3 episodes, there was somebody else on the show, and I actually was reaching out to that person to make them a part of the Man Talk Monday show. This was before Kevin Wayne ever came aboard. If you go back to the early shows, you'll see that it wasn't just me and Mike on there. You better get them now because I'm gonna erase those. And as of last week, I shouted this person out. I shouted their platform out. I was part of their debate league, which is why MD said that anybody that was affiliated with them needs to address this. I was a part of the league, and I was real proud of being it. You know, I was a shepherd. I wanted my championship trophy to be right here, so every time I go live, you could see it. But man, you never know who you're dealing with, which is again why I only deal with a certain amount of people. People always say, man, how come you don't visit other platforms, and how come you don't try to, link up with other platforms and things like that? Because niggas online are weird. I have to know you personally even to be like, man, come do this. Like I'm telling you, Kev and MD are the only people that I didn't know ahead of time that had real estate on this channel. And MD was because of the wrestling show and the politics show. And I say again, me and MD have no ill will towards each other. No ill will. No ill will at all. I actually talked to MD on the phone last week, and I don't talk on the phone to anybody. I actually talked to MD on the phone last week a few times. Me and MD have no ill will towards one another. So that's that. And Kev came over. Actually, it was a joke. He came over because of some polygamy talk. And then I just thought he was cool, and we decided to make an addition to the show. But anybody who's ever had real estate on this channel I know them. I know them personally. They know my wife. They know me. They've sat in my backyard at barbecues because I always said we want to build a community and things like that. But man, I'm gonna tell you, this whole black community thing is it doesn't exist when it comes online. Online is just a bunch of opportunists who don't care about the victim. I'm gonna tell you now, they don't care about the victim. They don't care about what the victim is going through. They only care about how can I capitalize. You got dudes that haven't been on streams in years. Now all of a sudden that this news comes out, now they running 5, 6, 7 hour live streams to capitalize on what's going on. No, nobody ever cares about the victim. And that's what I see. You have dudes that 1 minute they arguing and they going at each other, they doxing each other. Shout out to E in the building. Mike, didn't I say you the one brought Kevin over? I thought I did, but I know, right? I could have swore I said it, but nevertheless. So I said, damn, now you made me lose my train of thought. So damn. I just like, so dudes will be doxing each other, dudes will be beefing with each other. Then when something happens where they could gang up, then they back together. And then a minute later, they back beefing with each other again. I don't do that. Y'all know my rule. Y'all know my rule. I'll Thanos snap your ass out of here quick. Look, you get.
I am inevitable.
I Thanos snap you just like that. Just like that. And with me, if me and you have a falling out, it ain't going to be no coming back to the table where we going to break bread and be like, all right, whatever. At least not on my channel. If unless you say something that I'm like, all right, well, I could slide with you on that. But as far as coming back and giving you shine on my channel, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And that's all I've been seeing around this situation is everybody that was beefing and want to fight everybody and pull up, doxing people, talking about people's family members, threatening to off people. Now because there's then now they got a common enemy that they want to gang up on. So now they like, all right, well, let's put that to the side and let's chill. And then the part that really kills me is they're holding these panels and they're like, oh man, I knew this about the guy. I knew this about the guy. The whole time, if you knew that about the guy, why were you rocking with him before? Why were you rocking with them before? It's like, if I know you don't take care of your kids, you can't rock with me. If I know you're a woman beater, you can't rock with me. If I know you abuse kids, if I know you do any crazy shit like that, you can't rock with me. You can't. And that's why I feel so, I would say, betrayed right now, because I rocked with the dude. Like, man, the guy had conversations on the outside. We've had conversations on the outside. I just last week I promoted his channel because I'm like, oh my God, every time we have a debate on my channel, I always say who the originator of the debates is, give him props. So that's why I feel so slimy and I feel so grimy when you hear about what happened. So in the words of Vince McMahon, if anybody's going to kill my creation, I'm going to do it. So as it stands right now, Man Talk Monday is dead. There is no more Man Talk Monday. Going forward for these last 7 episodes, it's just going to be us doing our thing. Man Talk Monday is dead because that name, that person is, you can go back and find Man Talk Monday videos where that person is associated with Man Talk Monday, and that makes me feel grimy that I had somebody that did this rocking on my channel. And that goes to anybody. If I ever find out anything about anybody, and I'm talking about like friends, if I ever find out anything about anybody, like hardcore friends and stuff like that, that you did any grimy shit, then that's it. You done. I don't have no, listen, man, I'm one thing I could tell you. I don't care about the views and the numbers and all that. I don't care if you were on a show of mine that had the highest grossing. I don't care if you want a show of mine that had the highest views. I am going to put that bitch in the can and it'll never be seen again, because that's just how I am. If I ever find out you don't take care of your kids, if I ever find out you violate women, if I ever find out you violate children, or there's some shit in your past that was, very sketchy, I'll go back and I'll look and I'll be like, all right, that's it. Because I can't be associated with that. I can't help what happened as far as what I don't know. But now that I know it, it's like crazy. You can't, when you know better, you do better. So you can't be like, oh, well, that's in the past and this and that. And it bothered me, man, because I've had people ask me to come to their show this week. And I'm like, you know what? I can't do it because right now I'm drawing back from all shows. I'm doing my own thing. I can't be affiliated with anybody else. I can't go visit nobody else's channels talking about I'm getting on a platform to contribute and things like that, because I don't know the people. You got to vet people. And unfortunately, it's hard to vet people online. That's the unfortunate part. But the problem is, MD said it best. MD said that on the internet, you could be whoever you want to be. Some people use this as therapy, and they just, they create these personalities. They create these, they create these images of themselves. And whole time, what Colin Cowherd said, you asked the neighbors of Jeffrey Dahmer, they're like, I had no idea he was such a good boy. Whole time he had heads in the refrigerator. You never know. And I try my hardest to vet people. I try my hardest, even when I bring, if I'm going to have somebody debate on my channel, y'all don't know they do like a 2-hour vetting process where I have them in the background and we're doing an interview and I'm talking to them, because I don't want to bring nobody before the people and then somebody come back and say, boy, Trevor had that predator on his channel. Trevor had that, he had that woman beater. He just beat that woman the other day. Trevor got a guy on his channel that's been running from child support for 10 years. Shout out to FOG Gabaraya in the building. Yeah, bro. It's like, this stuff means so much to me because this is my brand. When you see my face, that's why I turn my camera on. Outside of the fact that I'm so handsome, I turn my camera on because when you see the Straight Talk Society, you see the man with the greatest beard on YouTube, and you're like, oh man, that dude is him, and he's gonna bring us a righteous panel. We may not agree on everything, but he's not gonna bring any trash on the panel that you could go look in their past and you could see some questionable stuff. But yeah, so you know, and again, to the brother, I hope, I mean, some of y'all know who I'm talking about, and it's fine, but I'm not gonna say his name just because he probably feel like shit enough right now. But I'm just saying, from here on out, there ain't gonna be any more. Well, I would assume that debate league is dead. There ain't gonna be no more promoting of his debates. There ain't gonna be no, you know, I won't even reference ever again my debates on that channel. I just won't do it. I won't do it just because, bro, when you and see, I am the type of guy, I am the guy that will give you, I'm like, all right, man, I'm gonna let it play out because I don't know. Somebody could be making it up. But this dude admitted to multiple people, yes, the person on the video is me. What could I do with that? Bro, when he admits it, shout out to young Kev in the building. Why you ain't on the panel, Kev? When he admits that, yeah, that's me. So long story longer, there's a video surface, and I know the dude that posted the video, I'm gonna tell you, he a creep anyway. He a real creep. And the only reason he posted the video is because he don't like that guy, and he did it as like a knockout blow. So yes, you knocked him out, but at the same time, you exposed your alleged community for what they really are. Nobody cares about the victim. Nobody cares about anybody else. All they care about is how many times I could go live and talk about this. How many times I could go live and I could talk about this. That's all they wanted to do. Nobody ever was like, well, damn, what happened to the 17-year-old kid? There's a video circling of somebody on the train beating his meat in front of a 17-year-old girl. Come to find out, it's somebody that I was affiliated with. And, you know, just willy-nilly. And this guy has a history of this type of behavior. But when I heard it, I'm like, there's no proof. Like, there's no proof. But for him to come out and be like, yeah, it was me, I got to get some help, I got a problem, then you go get your help. 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 But you should be completely dead. I'm sorry, I'm not reading these comments, man. Yeah, I'm trying. You know, when I be getting on my thing, man, I be trying to go all over. But yeah, when you admit it, then that's it, man. You're dead. There is no coming back. And a lot of people are hurt because they gave him the benefit of the doubt. They were affiliated with him, and they like was riding for him. But the proof is in the pudding. When you see the video, I actually saw the video. I saw the video, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe this. I can't believe this. I don't know how old the video is. It doesn't matter. Because I'm going to tell you, because people are like, oh man, there's an old video. That's even worse. Because if it was an old video, then that means he's ran hundreds of streams where he could have copped to it and be like, hey, there's some stuff out there that may come out. Let me try to get in front of it. Nope. Even on this very Man Talk Monday, in the beginning, we talked about this stuff. That was the crux of Man Talk Monday. Stop messing with kids. Stop being a pervert. Stop doing shit that paints you in a bad light that could come out on you. And he was on the panel multiple times. He could have been like chiming in. You could go back and watch the videos because it's going to take me a while to scrub them. Like we did a whole, Mike, you remember? We did a whole show. There was 10 women on the panel and me and Mike. And we were talking about we must protect our children. That was one of the shows that we did. And he was on the goddamn panel. Whole time this shit is out. Whole time. So how am I supposed to feel now? Niggas look at me and they're like, oh man, this nigga affiliated with this guy. That's why I always say, Mr. Straight Talk, the man with the greatest beard on YouTube, ain't affiliated with nobody. And the words of the great old dirty bastard, I'm a one-man army. I am not affiliated with anybody, no platform when it comes to bullshit like that. We did a whole ass stream entitled "We Must Protect Our Children." And this nigga was on the panel. On the panel. Like, yeah, we gotta do it. We gotta do it. Whole time, bro. Like, come on, man. Bro, and then so that made me look like, man, you a harbinger for creeps. You're a harbinger for creeps. And that's literally what that made me seem like. And I don't get down like that. I don't. So sorry. Not sorry. I'm not sorry about that. Just don't do it, man. I just don't do it. I ain't gonna, like, I'm not gonna go overboard like everybody else and slander him inside. I mean, the guy probably feel like shit right now, as well as he should. But all I'm saying is, it ain't going down over here. Like, legit, if I find out anything, bro, like if I find out anything that could be proven, I'm just like, you know what? Nah, I'll scrub you, man. I'll scrub you. Bro, I have no problem going back and taking some time and just going back through videos and just putting them on private, because it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to me. The couple dollars I'm going to make off a video ain't going to be worth giving you any more shine. We don't do that over here. That's why I said, I don't want nobody's audience. I don't care about that. I don't care about your audience. I don't need your audience, because I don't do this to try to get no name and all that type of stuff. I've always said that this platform was designed just to give niggas a chance to come on and get their shit off. And that's it. And at the end of the day, we go home. We go home. So that's where we are. So there you have it. That's all I'm gonna say about it. I'm not saying it anymore. That part of my life is done. Damn, it's crazy. It's because, bro, he called me maybe like a month or so ago, maybe like a month or two ago, probably about 2 months ago. I got a call from him. Shit's crazy, bro. It's like, it's crazy. So, hopefully the brother gets some help. I know men go through a lot, but going through like mental issues and then sexual perversion is two different things. Because I pride myself in being a freak, but I don't think I've ever gotten in a situation where I just in the public just wanted to do that. You know what I mean? So that's on some different level there. So I'm good. I'm good on that. So I do see Wayne and Mike in the back. Kev is on the way home, because Kev and Wayne having a little conversation tonight. Yeah, I know it. Yeah, it's disgusting, Mike. It is like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's crazy, bro. Like, I'm not, man, and damn, and I hate this. Yeah, I'm not even gonna say that. I'm not even gonna say that. I was gonna say something else. And see, I don't know how old the video is, but that's why I go to tell you, a man can have everything in the world. Check out MD's video. MD broke it down in detail. MD broke it down in complete detail, like what the guy has and everything. Only thing I'll say is this just goes to show you that you could have what a lot of people perceive as being the best stuff in the world, and you still be messed up. Because this man has a nice woman. That's what I'm saying. I don't know when the video took place. Man, have a nice looking woman. Like, you'd be like, oh my God, why would anybody want to do some shit like that? But that just goes to show you that doesn't quell having a nice looking woman doesn't quell the inner sickness. It doesn't do it. It doesn't. Yeah, you can have the bad. That's what women always say. You could still be the finest woman in the world, and they still gonna cheat on you with whomever. and that's partly true. But this, this guy got a nice ass looking woman. Keela said, I said a mouthful. this man got a nice ass looking woman. You look at her and you be like, man, hey, bro. Like, I remember when I first saw her, when he first had her on camera, I comment on this video. I'm like, oh my goodness, bro. I would never be I don't want to be online either. Like, what you doing? Just on some that type of shit. So it's like, you never know. Niggas they just crazy, man. So, but nevertheless, man, let me get into the show. So I do want to just let everybody know before we get into the show. I do want to cover. Say, okay, Keela says. I do want to cover a video that we should have covered last week. And then there was a post that I saw on YouTube, which is the only reason why we're doing the show today, was because of that post, because I wanted to see. I only sent the guys the question from the post. I didn't send them the response. I just wanted them to see the question from the post. But I want to get into that, and then Kevin, Wayne, going to get into a feminism conversation. Mike's going to have a top 10, but we got to do that next week just for time's sake. And I'll be ready for the blind rankings next week. Well, next show. Also, I don't know if it's actually going to be next Tuesday, but because today was the week that we're supposed to be off, so we'll see how that get, man. But nevertheless, man, Kev says he's on the way. Let me bring the fellas up. Man, shout out to those of you in the chat, man, that stayed on during my rant. Y'all know sometime I be getting my rant on. And the reason being because today I just want to sit back, especially once I read this post and then once Kevin and Wayne get into it. But nevertheless, man, 2 or 3 other co-hosts are in the building, and these are dudes that I know personally, like dudes that's been to my house. Me and Wayne was at my wedding. We've been out on double dates together, like, so dudes that I've vetted. You know what I'm saying? I've known Mike since we were 7, so dudes that I've vetted. So it ain't no, like if something ever was to come out against about them, then I might cry on air. But that just go to show you, like, I don't be like, nothing surprises me. When I saw it, I'm like, damn, bro, this is messed up. Only because of what I knew they were trying to do and the level that they were going to. And now it's completely dead. But if like something came out about one of my dudes, then I'm gonna just be like, damn, bro, that it's gonna hurt me. It's gonna make me cry. And I'll just be like, man, it'll make me cry, man. But man, hey, I was gonna do a bit with you, Wayne. I don't know if you're familiar with Black Tony from Ricky Smiley Show. Unmute yourself, Wayne. Oh, he probably don't.
What up? What'd you say?
I was gonna do a bit with you. You know who Black Tony is?
Nah, who that is?
Oh, you never heard of Black Tony? I gotta send y'all these videos from Ricky Smiley.
I heard from Ricky Smiley.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't listen to Ricky Smiley, but I've heard a little bit before.
So, but you see, like, he never show up to work, and Ricky Smiley always call him, and it's a different excuse. I was like, damn, I missed the opportunity to do that with Wayne, but I don't think you don't got the comedic timing like Mike to pull something like that off.
Yeah, like Mike a lot more faster.
Yeah, yeah, Mike would be like, oh yeah, that. But I thought about it, I'm like, damn, bro, I missed a perfect opportunity to do that bit, man. But what's up, Wayne?
Not much, man. What's going on, fellas? Everybody in the chat been a minute, but being real busy, man. Busy. I'm flying out to LA Friday too, man. Speaking of busy, so yeah, I've been getting ready for that this weekend today. And
that's what's up.
And so been out down in Florida.
You going solo?
Nah, man, a couple fellas, man. We going out there,
So you going solo then?
Well, yeah, woman, but yeah, the fellas, man, we do that. We try and do one once a year. We all get together and fly and get a little vibe on. So that's what we're doing this Friday. We're gonna fly to LA, man, get a vibe on, hit a couple of spots, man.
Man, you sound so much better today. Like your sound quality so much better. You must be you You're not on the phone, are you?
No, I'm in my desk. So I got all my I'm in my desk, so I got all the good stuff. I'm using the good stuff. So,
okay. Yeah. So Wayne and Kev got a little smoke. They got a little smoke they need to get off.
Oh yeah.
Because Kev called him out last week, but so Wayne, Wayne made sure to be here today. So now we just waiting on you, Kev. What's up, Mike?
I am forever chilling like a villain. I had one ready for Wayne. I was going to tell him that he's late because there's a new man outside selling red bricks and he ain't seen him since '82. But they're selling red bricks and grapes, and it's like, how you put red bricks? Anyway, let me not even start. But anyway, what up, everybody? I do want to, after listening to Trevor's impassioned intro, I do want to apologize to everyone. I do have a little taint in my past. I fought a girl in 4th grade, and I don't feel bad about it because she was bigger than me, and she went around and got all the rings from the other girls in class in my elementary school and straight up tried to mark my face up. So yeah, I don't feel bad about it.
What's her name? Don't say where she from or anything. Just what's her name?
I don't remember. You remember we had that group and sir, you've known me since we were 6. Relax. You remember that? You remember we had the group of thug chicks who was from that apartment complex on like up close.
Because you last week you give up my man. I'm like, this is
what I do.
People where I live last week.
No, I didn't. Did I?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. My bad. I be talking too much. I'm sorry. I did for real.
Mm-hmm.
That's not cool. My bad. I'm sorry. I go look that up. But yeah, she's from the little thug apartments, the little gangsters, and that's before I was like a fighter or a person who just wanted, like, I didn't want any problems, I didn't want any beef. And she went around class and got all the rings from the girls, and they gave it to her too. That's what pissed me off. Especially that one girl who will not be named, but gave the girl the rings to like mark my face up in punches. So if that ever comes out, I'm sorry. But I would like it to be known I don't feel bad about it. And if I could go back in time, I would do it again. I hate that heifer.
It's funny you say that because, again, this is how we raise our boys, and this is not even part of the conversation today, but Mike brought it up. I remember my next door neighbor. Was a girl and so it was a brother and a sister. The girl liked me, so typical it happened in 4th grade, 5th grade. Typical girls that time, they like you, so what do they want to do? They want to fight you, they want to pick on you, they want to do all type of stupid stuff. So we outside playing in the front yard. We always play football in my front yard because we connect the 2 yards together. And I don't know what got into her, but she took a plastic baseball bat and literally beat the shit out of me with the baseball bat. And all I'm hearing my stepmom, what's up, Jackie? All I'm hearing my stepmom saying, you better not hit her back.
Yep.
So I had to wear that. She beat me with a wiffle ball bat. You remember wiffle ball?
Hey, them joints hurt.
Yeah, she beat my ass with a wiffle ball bat. And all I remember hearing is my stepmom saying, you better not hit her back. You better not hit her back. Oh, boy. Tragic.
So you could be an abused adult.
Tragic, bro. Like, oh my God, man. That's how I teach my daughter, man. Don't do it. Don't hit nobody, and you being all that. So let me okay, while you guys are here, because Kev will probably cape for this. So Kev, I sent you the link, email, and is in the group. So I want to bring this up because we didn't get to talk about this last week. This little scrappy video.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, y'all laughing at me. Hey, listen, I did what they said. Boys don't hit girls. Boys don't hit girls. Now, has she beat me with a metal bat and I would have been, really messed up about it, I wonder if everybody would have had that same stance.
Nope. I'd have walked up to you and said, Trevor, you should have rocked this shit.
With Cliff saying, I hope nothing comes out from 2003, 2004 Black College reunion weekend. Cliff, I did so much dirt back in the day, but I assure you, there's nothing like that.
There's a whole lot of fake IDs that can have y'all boys looking. Better watch out.
Ain't no assaults or nothing like that, bro. No. All right, so let me pull this up right quick. Damn, StreamYard done completely messed up this screen. I don't know what any of this stuff is now. Okay, there we go. So I know Mike heard this. I don't know, Wayne, did you hear this from Scrappy?
No, I don't listen to that fool. But go ahead.
All right. Well, listen to this. Is up there?
Yeah, it's up.
So let me see what y'all can see on my IG screen. Okay, so y'all might not be able to see it big enough, but you see right here, this shows all the unread IG messages that I have. So I don't be lying when I say I don't read these messages. This y'all be like, oh, he be lying. Look at all these unread messages. I just haven't read them. So I'll get to them eventually. Uh-oh.
Hey, is Ricardo your friend?
He got money and stuff.
Huh?
Is Ricardo your friend?
Yeah, Ricardo, that's my partner.
Then 99 of them messages are from Ricardo. Ricardo said 500,000 a day. I gotta separate a day out of my life to be like, okay, today is Ricardo. Today is Ricardo day.
You know what's funny? E got hip to the game. E like, all right, you ain't gonna answer my damn IG messages. So what he do now, he send them to me in WhatsApp. So like when I see the link, I'm like, oh man, I be thinking it's something important. I click on it. I'm like, oh man. I say he like, all right, I'm gonna bypass all of this. You ain't gonna read my IG messages, so I'm gonna send them to you this way. Is Scrappy's daddy a pastor? I don't know.
But Ricardo's a master because Ricardo sends whole different messages in WhatsApp, and then whole different messages in a different WhatsApp group, and then whole different messages on. Man, Ricardo got time, boy. I don't know what it is. You gotta have a lot of discipline to be friends with Ricardo, boy, because the stuff Ricardo will send you, it'll mess a regular man up. And that's why he's my twin.
I ain't gonna lie to you, boy. Ricardo, you gotta have a lot of discipline to follow Ricardo, because he'll mess you up. He'll mess you up.
Love you, twin.
But they just want more money. They're greedy. There's a lot of men out there that.
So let me read this though. Scrappy shares his opinion on men and women receiving child support. Says you're less of a man if you seek child or spousal support. So remember that, because at some point we all watched Love and Hip Hop. So just remember that. So this is the same guy that's now saying that. So here we go.
They want spousal support and child support and stuff like that. I really hate it for men. I really like if you're a man doing that. Like, now I ain't saying like if the judge granted you that, like that's cool. You ain't got no, you know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about actually go for it. You actually a man and you're going for that type of support from the government. I feel like you're less of a man if you do that. You know, you're a whole kid. Like you still like a boy. You know what I'm saying? You ain't doing. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that you were confident enough to even come outside and be like, buy you a burger is baffling to me. It's baffling to me. Now I'm going to get back on the women. Women that act like they don't need child support, but undercover is getting child support. You're the worst in the world. Won't you just be honest and say you need child support? I mean, we all need support. You shouldn't be raising kids by yourself. You need child support. Don't try to act super hard like you don't need it and downplay all the other women. You need child support. Don't ever do that. All the women, I'm just being honest, like don't downplay. If you ain't had no baby yet, don't downplay a woman that didn't have a baby and she deserves child support. There's a lot of women out there.
All right. So what's up, Kev?
Yo, what's up, my people? What's up, boys? I'm ready to rumble.
So Wayne, because it feel like it's been a minute, and this right up your alley here. Well, what do you have? What do you guys say about Grammy? I guess he's a Grammy award winner. I guess rapper Lil Scrappy and his message.
Bro, I don't listen to Scrappy. I don't take nothing Scrappy say serious. I don't even watch the show. But I'll tell you this, man, you know, it just kills me when all of a sudden you're not a man if you ask for spousal support, if you ask for child support. First of all, if If the man has full custody and he needs help, then I don't see nothing wrong with asking for help um, from the courts. I mean, women do it. I mean, if he has full custody of the child, then he should receive help if he need it. I don't understand. That should make him less of a man. I never hear. So again, right? Like I always say, this is that this country does not hold women obligated to take care of their children. There's no laws. There's no legislation that holds women obligated to take care of their children. Name one. Show me one. She can have an abortion. She can give the child up for adoption. She could drop the child off and say, I don't want the child anymore. And the state doesn't say, I'm going to take the child, but you got to pay. But at the same time, it's different for the man. And the culture and courts, stuff like that, hold men obligated as the father of the child, even though he doesn't have a say if the woman wants to get rid of the child before it's born, but yet he's still held obligated to take care of the child. You're less of a man if you don't. Now you're less of a man if you don't take care of it. That's what I'm saying. But that's the culture. Like that's the culture. Women are not held responsible for taking care of their children like men are in this country and in the culture. So I don't listen to that.
Yeah, what's your thoughts on this? I don't know where you came in the video, but Scrappy basically saying men shouldn't be asking for seeking child support or spousal support. You're not a man if you don't do that. If you do that.
Yeah, I got the gist of it. In general, Scrappy is just a. Oh, there's a lot of feedback. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah.
Okay, does it sound clear?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, when it comes to Scrappy, listen. When it comes to the industry, music industry especially, I don't take any of them seriously. It's ridiculous. It takes two people to have a kid, so therefore there should be two incomes to help that child. And when it comes to the industry and when it comes to their opinions, like who cares about them? Like they're over here sharing the same women, they're having freak offs, they're having multiple baby moms and complaining about child support. I'd be damned if some dude named Little Scrappy, who hasn't been relevant since 2005, comes on the internet and tells people they're not a man because they're not, well, because they want to get some help to raise a child. Like it's ridiculous. So that's my thought on that.
So before I go to Mike, let me ask you this question, because you both of you said it. You say you don't take it, you don't listen to Scrappy. What if it was Corey Holcomb saying this? Anybody
in industry, they're all weirdos, especially if you're a industry person in the 90s. Like anybody who's offending anybody in the 90s and 80s, I might even call you a weirdo. I'm not gonna lie.
So you know damn well Corey Holcomb wouldn't say nothing like that.
Well, I just had to throw out a name that because I was going to say Tyler Perry because that's the first name that came to my head, but I knew we would have shit on that. Wayne, what if it was Corey Holcomb that said that?
He looks weird.
It would have been the same response. I mean, but I mean, even Corey Holcomb, some stuff I agree, some stuff I don't agree. So, but
really,
yeah, I don't agree with everything Corey Holcomb say. No, not everything. I agree with some stuff he say. Now, if you talk about Patrice O'Neal, I think he's the professor, but not
Godfather.
Yeah. Patrice O'Neal is the real professor. I think Corey Holcomb tries to be more Patrice, but he's not Patrice. He's a little radical with some things, but I get what he's saying. So,
my brother, I'm gonna need you to back off of Corey a little bit, because when Patrice was still here, he and Corey met, and Patrice even said Corey was a real one.
Yeah, he saw it. Okay, well, then if Patrice co-signed it, then I co-signed it. Then
yes, sir. Corey,
I never saw that clip though. I never saw that.
I'll look for it. They met before you died.
Send that to me. Drop that in the chat on WhatsApp.
I shall look for it, my good man. But yeah, they met because I was looking up stuff about Patrice's girlfriend, because you know how he always talk about his girlfriend, and that popped up.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Drop that in the chat so I can check that out.
So, Mike, same thing. What do you think about old Scrappy?
I think for the first time in history, words that came out of Kevin's mouth would have came out of mine. All I heard was, don't know, but why the hell are y'all asking Ja Rule? Don't nobody care what Ja Rule got to say at a time like this. I agree with Kevin. Who the hell care about Little Scrappy? Who the hell is Little Scrappy? who the hell is this man? And I'm not gonna say this because I know you want to say this, Trevor, so I won't say it. But his history, he the last person to be saying anything. That's one. I'll leave it. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm
No,
gonna leave
you
it at
can
that.
say it because I'm not even going to get into it.
Okay.
I'm not even going to get into it.
For a man that went on TV begging a woman to please, take the child support is too high, please. Bro, you the last person that's supposed to come on here telling a man if child support was manly, why would you want to restrict it? Why would you want to lessen it? Why would you want to be less of a man for your child? Huh? Because it ain't got nothing to do with manhood and masculinity. It's got to do with a court system and a system of corruption that takes money from men because they can. That's it. And women get to do, and not all women, because there's women who would take care of their kid if they didn't get a dime. There's a great comedian named T.K. Kirkland who was online talking about his relationship with his baby mom, and a woman was asking him like, "Do you pay child support?" He was like, "No." And she was like, what? So you a deadbeat? He's like, I'm not a deadbeat. He's like, what are you talking about? He's like, I give my kid everything they eat. Anything the mama asks before I give it to her. And she was like, but you don't pay no child support? He's like, no. She's like, I don't understand it. And he was like, because my baby mama's not a bum. See, the way it is today, women don't understand that child support is supposed to be the other half. That means you're supposed to do half too. It ain't just supposed to be, he give me this so I can live my life. That's what it's turned into. It's turned into, this man is paying me to have his child. He's paying me to keep his child alive. That's not what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be his half of the household expenses because he doesn't live with you anymore. That's what it's supposed to be, but it's not. It's a weapon that people use to justify, let me stab these holes in these condoms so I can get myself I can live from 20 to 30 without having to pay any bills. Most of these women don't even want to be mothers. Like, let's be clear. If they wanted to be mother, they wouldn't act the way they act. Most of them are just like, and it's a callback to the last show, most of them are just like Precious Mama. Beat up little girls who just do nothing but beat up little girls. And make another generation of ratchet thoughts like Megan Thee Stallion. They're horrible. Child support is for the child, but it's used as a lifeline. And Little Scrappy's hilarious because he sat there and watched this happen in real time when his little relative or whatever they are, Erica Mena, was so happy about being divorced. Oh, I'm so happy I'm divorced from what's his name? Nicki Minaj, babe, ex-man. I'm so happy I'm divorced from Scaff Beezy. I'm so happy I'm divorced. And then the second the child support hit, and then she realized, oh, you ain't getting that much, shorty. You getting regular degular. This chick cried like somebody shot her. This chick cried like somebody ran her dog over. You getting enough money to take care of your children, but that's not good enough. You want enough money that you ain't got to do nothing else with your life. And that's why most of the women in this country are bums. Because women outside this country take care of their kids for real. The women in this country, bums.
Let me ask y'all a question. All of y'all, would y'all ever seek spouse? Oh, okay, so now I know we all in good enough position where you probably wouldn't have to do that, but let's just say you weren't. Would you seek spousal support or child support?
Oh yeah, I'd seek it. I deserve it. Even if I had the money, like I want to make sure that she has equal investment in our child, not just show up, take care of them, and dip out. Like a lot of these bum ass men that be doing it.
Wow.
Hey, let's be clear. I wasn't always doing decently. I'm supposed to be getting child support from the mother of my child.
Real quick, Mike, I don't want to interrupt you, but shout out to Juju in the building. Juju, I haven't seen you in a minute. Hey, Juju, check out the beginning of the show. I address the situation that's going around. You know the situation with the fella that we all know and the train. So if you want to hear my thoughts on that, that's at the beginning of the show. But man, we ain't seen Juju in a minute.
With the opposite of Shaka. if you get that joke. Anyway, I would damn sure get my child. Yo, the only reason I don't go for it, because like she hasn't paid and I'm not crying about it. The only reason I don't, and for people who think I'm a bum, I was a stay-at-home dad when we divorced. So the judicial system gave it to me. Sorry. But the only reason I don't go after it is because she's a good mother. And that's what child support, that's what it's supposed to be. It's 50-50. I have my child, when she's with me, I cover all her expenses. When she's with her mother, she covers all her expenses. And then when it's something she needs to do, we both pay 50-50. My ex sends me a certain amount of money every month to cover her gymnastics because we split it 50-50. When I bought my daughter golf clubs, 50-50. That's what it's supposed to be because we're both parents. So if the judge, think about this. If the judge decides that the man is so much a better father that he gets the kid, that means the mother is messed up. So
yeah,
she
you got
needs
you
to
got to
give
be
child support.
yeah, you got to be a shitty mom for them to take the kid,
Exactly.
to give the man the custodial parentship. Cliff says most men will deny child support even if they needed it from the mother.
I wanted to get
can
on
believe
that. That's the same thing as Trevor. Trevor said earlier he was getting hit with that bat and didn't do anything. I just watched a video today of a woman who called the police and told the police her baby father grabbed her by the neck, threw on the floor in front of their child. And she was like, put him in jail. The only reason he didn't go to jail is because as soon as she came outside, he hit record on his cell phone. And he had a video of what really happened. And he still, like an idiot, was like, well, I don't really want her to go to jail. I just don't want to go to jail. I'm like, no, put them where they belong. They're not, it's like a Karen. They're not gonna stop until there's something, there's a consequence. Put their ass in jail, put their ass on child support. Same difference. Go ahead, Wayne.
You there, Wayne?
Yeah. Let me see. Would I take spousal support? I probably wouldn't. I wouldn't take it. Just don't take nothing from me. I wouldn't take it though.
So Wayne, we're not talking about you in your position now.
Oh, right now. Oh,
yeah.
If I needed it, if I needed it, though, yeah. Yep.
All right, fair enough. So, man, I almost had a panic attack, man, because the post that I wanted to read, I screenshotted it, but I had something over it, so you don't see the whole post. So I actually had to go search the person's YouTube channel to find this. So let me go to this post. This comes from the and I don't even know why this channel pops up on my feed, because I just looked and I see that I'm not subscribed to him. So it's from the messy sweet spot. Yeah, that's the name of the channel. So again, I'm not taking no shots or anything. They were just going, it popped up on my timeline, and when I saw it, I'm like, that's an interesting question. So I guess somebody,
like something me and Ricardo will be a part of.
So I guess somebody sent them a question, because they say the question was, and this is all that I put in the group so the guys can see. So she says the question was why most women have houses and men don't in the Black community. And immediately Wayne was about to flip his wig on that. So, but I'm like, no, let's save it. Let's save it, because you know me, I always like to save it for the show. It's better to get it out on the air. So that's the question. Why most men, and there's no data backing this up. I'm assuming somebody just sent this question in to her and she posted it on her timeline, and it got a shit ton of responses. The question was why most women have houses and men don't in the Black community. So that's the question. Here's the answer. This is the answer from her. Most Black women were forced to grow up. We ain't get no safety net. No mama gonna bail me out. No generational land. No forgiveness for falling off. We had to pay all the bills and heal trauma and raise folks, all at the same damn time. Meanwhile, a lot of Black men got enabled, coddled, or just flat out gave up. This shit is amazing. That's why, hold up. That's why so many of us got houses while they still looking for a place to stay. Well, you talk about self-hatred. We built stability out of survival, not luxury, not ease. So when y'all say why women got homes, baby, because we ain't have no choice.
I got a question, and I don't want to go first. I just want to ask the question. Can everybody on the panel please tell me what they did with their generational wealth and the land that they received? I just want to hear that.
I ain't got mine yet.
Oh, I ain't get mine either. I thought it was coming after the 40 acres and the mule. I'm just wait. What? Kev? What did you do with your generational wealth?
I spent it. I'm not gonna lie.
I feel you probably got 2 tacos. Because I don't know what the hell she's talking about.
Anybody need me to read any part of that again before we get into it? So again, I don't know. Apparently somebody sent this in to her, and the channel is called The Messy Sweet Spot. And look at that. You look at the comment, all the comments, period. Say it again. I can't argue with anything. Well said. Yep, most of them still live with their mothers, a gang of male roommates. Amen. You ain't never lied. That's all the comments. So y'all want me to read it again, or are you got enough for us to rock on?
Read it one more time.
All right. So the question.
You son of a G.
No, the answers.
No,
just the answer.
I just got to read the question again, though.
Oh.
Why most women have houses and men don't in the black community? The answer, most black women were forced to grow up. We ain't get no safety net. No mama gonna bail me out. No generational land. No forgiveness for falling off. We had to pay bills and heal trauma and raise folks. All at the same damn time. Meanwhile, a lot of black men got enabled, coddled, or just flat out gave up. That's why so many of us got houses while they still looking for a place to stay. We built stability out of survival, not luxury, not ease, survival. So when y'all say why women got homes, baby, because we ain't have no choice. Kevin?
Interesting. I do agree with the whole they have to grow up quickly. Because I know with a lot of women, they have to like take care of the younger siblings in the house and stuff like that. I don't think there's any data to back this up, but I believe it's because women tend to work smarter and they have it a little bit easier when it comes to the job market. Like for example, a lot of women I know, they tend to be like nurses or go into the medical field, and they pay a lot. Like being a nurse pays a lot, especially if you're someone who travels as well. So it's definitely easier for them to raise up a lot of money. Oh, and also with like side hustles as well. I see a lot of women tend to have side hustles, like they might like braid hair or do eyelashes or nails and stuff like that. So when it comes to them having like extra income, yeah, I can see them having the extra cash to have a house. For men, I'm gonna halfway agree that they're coddled. I want to also say that men tend to have it harder when it comes to stability. But I also can't say that because a lot of opportunities that women have, men can have as well. So I'm gonna agree with the whole coddle part, and giving up part, because for example, in my job is like a commission-based job, and I see a lot of turnovers where people see like, oh, it's a lot of work with no pay, and they tend to give up, and they might go back to a 9-to-5 jobs. I also, because of my job, I'm also in the hood. And it's scary as hell because I don't really see a lot of women sitting outside on the porch. I see a lot of men, and they just stare at me in my suit coming out of my car, and like, oh my gosh, please don't rob me. So I halfway agree with her, halfway disagree with her. But I can definitely say women are more hustlers. Women are more hustlers. Oh, and also they have the benefit of men simping and sending them money, especially when you like tell them about their. Especially when women tell you about their bad life, and a guy will be like, oh, here's a couple of dollars to pay your bills and whatnot. So definitely could see that.
I feel like he was taking a jab at me, but I'm gonna let that slide.
Should I even ask Wayne what you think about this?
Bro, Kev, bro, listen. First of all, it's horse shit. I'm gonna tell you why. Let me tell you why Kevin's full of it. Bro, Kev, do you realize black women have the highest percentage rates of foreclosure, sir? The highest.
The question is, they have a lot of houses. Not
do you understand that they have the highest foreclosure, sir?
That don't matter. We're talking about why they have houses.
More houses than who?
Than black men.
Let me tell you why.
Go ahead.
Black men, period, generally don't buy a house unless they have a family. unless they're married and they have children. Other than that, there's no reason for black. There are studies that show that men do not buy a house unless they have a family. They go buy a condo or they'll go rent something out. All right. The reason that black women buy these houses is because of status majority of the time. It's not about being mature. It's not about because we had to grow up fast and all that goofy mess. A lot of percentages of them having homes are what pass through marriages a lot of times. So I don't want to hear that crazy mess about they had to be more responsible. It's not true, because you had boys who was growing up, who was the oldest, who had to grow up and be son husbands, had to be the man of the house at 10, 11, 12 years old, and had to be responsible and work and do all that. It's just stigma. It's just the culture believes that, again, we live in a culture where women are everything and men ain't shit, and we don't do the study and we don't look at numbers. They're the highest in student loan debt, the highest, which makes them slavery to who? Capitalism. They do not make more than black men yearly in salary. Why? Because they got bullshit jobs with those bullshit degrees. What are you talking about? Nobody care about a house because you own a house. Half of them can't even afford it. It's just status. Just like when they go to school, they don't go to college for STEM. They go to college for bullshit degrees that don't mean nothing. They could wipe their ass with it right now because AI is taking over. That's why 300,000 of them lost their jobs last month. It's just status. That's all. No, that's all it is. It's just status. And most of them can't even afford the homes that they're getting. So I don't mean that they don't mean that they're thriving. Black women aren't thriving in anything. They're not thriving in anything, sir, ahead of black men. Anything. Give me a category. Show me the research.
I can. Can I get
well,
one?
I mean, bullshit degrees. Nobody give a shit about the degrees.
Oh, no. I ain't talking about bullshit degrees. I can tell you one. And it's one I'm so glad nobody touched on it. Hey, you want to know why they all have houses and men don't?
What?
Because they thrive in child support. They're getting all the money from the men.
Great point.
All the money that they're using to afford all these things that Kevin think they're hustling for. The hustle is babies. They're getting their money from the government. Hey, I was a single dad and I got WIC. Do you know what I saw when I went to the WIC office? Chock full of women. A whole lot of black women. The white women too, Spanish women too, but we talking about black women. Whole lot of black women. Hey, what you doing here? Hey, I'm gonna stay at home dad. Oh, for real, true. My baby. Da, 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 da. They all had men. You know what they didn't have? Husbands. Because all they want, because you don't get child support from a husband, you get child support from a baby daddy. They got child support. They took that money and put it towards their homes. Guess where that money comes from, Kev? It doesn't come from the government, even though they're getting money from the government. It doesn't come out of thin air. It comes from those men that don't have homes. Why the hell would I buy a home if I know I can't afford it because I got to give my money to this chick? Hello? This is
smart, not hard.
It's not about smart or hard. It ain't got nothing to do with smart or hard. See, I want everyone to hear what he just did. What they like to do is to say things that sound catchy and people will latch onto, but if you think about it for more than 5 minutes, it doesn't hold water. That if you think about this for any more than 5 minutes, you realize it's bull crap. If you think about you gotta love me at my worst, or you can't have me at my best, you know that's bull crap. All the nonsensical stuff that women bring up and use as the this, that, and you know what it all boils down to? Hashtag WJBT. Women just be talking.
Hey, let me respond to that Jackie McCall response. Okay, he's talking about a minority of black men, a small percentage. Mr. McCall, over 50% of black men don't have children, sir. So if we're at the bottom of the tadpole of home ownership, and then it's 50% of us that don't have houses and we're not married, why do we need to buy a house, sir? Why do we need to buy a house? Everybody's not investing in houses. I even make an argument is buying a house and living in it is not a flex. I think you should buy a townhouse or a condo and rent it out. But that's not what everybody's doing. But sir, you're talking about the minority. You know, we're not here to argue the minority. Majority of black men don't have children. Majority of black men are not married. They're not buying homes, period. They're doing other stuff with their money. They're renting home. They're renting, or they may be doing investment, but not at a large rate. Studies show that when men buy homes, majority of the time, because they're married and they're having children, they're planning to have children.
Nah, solid logic. I can't disagree.
So hold on, let me, because I want to see something. I'm trying to capture something here. So Jackie says, what again? A black man cannot be narrow-minded. That's a woman. That woman mind is constantly busy and expanding. That's a woman's mind.
I don't know what that means. I don't know what he means by that. A black man can't be narrow-minded. I don't know what that means. What does he mean by that?
So I guess he's saying a man. Jackie, clarify. I guess he's saying a black man is being narrow-minded if they don't want home ownership. So I agree with you saying, like, it never crossed my mind to buy a house until I got married.
Exactly.
Why would you want to be beholden to a mortgage that can be taken away from you at any time? Why would you want to be beholden to that? That makes no sense.
That makes a lot of sense. I never thought about that. Because let's face it. And I didn't even want to get involved in this because I'm doing something, but most people get 30-year mortgages. I know some people get 15 and they can pay them off faster, but generally, most people get 30-year mortgages. You see the life commitment that you have to make for that. Why would a single man want that when he could get a condo or just live in an apartment living? Listen, apartment living is not that bad.
Nope.
I see people criticizing living in an apartment, and I wanted the American dream because I have a family. Had I not had a wife and a kid, I wouldn't have cared about buying this house. I would have been perfectly fine living in my player's bachelor pad.
Hey, Trev, you know what rules about living in an apartment? When something breaks, you got someone to call. I gotta fix it.
Exactly.
When something breaks at your house, you might as well find a mirror and complain to that mug, because that's all you talking about. And if I ain't got no family, I ain't fixing it. I ain't plumbing nothing. I ain't putting in no AC. My 10 grand is gone and I'm still mad about it. I ain't putting in no disposal unit. I ain't putting none of that in. I'm calling a landlord, and he or she is going to fix it and put me in a hotel if she don't fix it fast enough. You women can go around and try to keep up with the Joneses if you want to. I'm staying in the apartment, period, point blank. Go ahead, Wayne.
So hold on. Jackie comes back. Why would you rent and have to pay the landlord all that money when you can invest some? Again, Jackie, you're old school. You old school. So I understand why you would say that. But hell, I guess we old school now. But the newer age of thinking is when you're spending all this money on property tax, insurance, mortgage, and all that. Why are you doing that and you single? I'm not saying anybody that wants to do it's fine. I'm just saying, why is that a necessity if you're single?
Because that was the old American dream. Exactly. Jackie is an older man, but he buying house 20, 30 years ago made sense because of the market, because of the interest rate. It makes sense. And let's be clear, Mr. Jackie, if you read any book where guys made money and wealthy men, they will tell you they did not jump out buying a home. They invested in real estate. They bought a duplex, a condo to rent it out, flip, sell it. Nobody gets rich buying a home and living in it. You're not. Okay, Mr. Jackie, tell me where the residual income comes from when living in the home, sir, that money goes out, where the money comes in. Please don't do it. Don't say equity. Don't do it, because you have to live in that house at least 5 to 10 years to even see a penny if you're going to sell it back with the fees and everything else. So again, Mr. Jackie.
Well, hold on, Wayne. Well, no, I got to push back on you for there now, because we are in our 5th year.
Well, that's why I said. Yeah, and it's 5 to 10 years.
It's worth double now. Like it's
Yeah, but you got to sell it. And listen, you got to find somebody to buy that house in this market for that price.
And
you got to find somebody to buy.
You got to find somewhere to go.
Yeah. Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. So again, in this market, Mr. Jackie, does it make financial sense to go out and buy a home with the interest rate at 7 to 8%?
So he put what he meant about narrow-minded. That's what I mean by being narrow-minded. You know, and Jackie, my partner. So we.
Oh yeah, no.
We ain't beating up on Jackie, but we having a healthy conversation. He says that's what I mean by being narrow-minded. You're not just being beholden to a mortgage. You're investing in something that you will own one day. Narrow mind. It is to take less. Again, Jackie, you're assuming that a 40-year-old man is going to get an additional 30 years in his life.
Come on, bro. How many people you know own their homes, bro? At our age, bro. Come on, man.
Yeah, like so again, I'm the American dream guy. I'm the guy that wanted the white picket fence and the house and the all that stuff. The dog. I mean, I ain't got no dog, but I got a cat. But I'm the guy that wanted all that. But I wanted that with the family, though. I wanted that with a family. I wanted that with a family attached to it. I never saw that for myself just being single. Like me being single, living in this house, like, okay, what am I doing here? What am I doing here? Like that's just how I see it. Like, I mean, but I got a wife, I got a daughter, we got a cat. We have this house, we have the backyard. You could go out and play and you can have parties and you could do all that stuff because as a family man, that's what you want to do. Jackie, you would know biblically that's what you're supposed to do is you leave an inheritance to your family. That's how you're known to be blessed. A man that can leave an inheritance to his family. But what if you don't have one? You're just paying into a system for nothing.
Yeah, but you could leave an inheritance outside of owning a home. Again, I'm not saying don't invest in real estate. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying buying a home isn't a one-way street ticket to wealth. It isn't. People live poorly in homes all the time. Again, black women are leading. You can Google this, McCall. Black women are leading in foreclosure, sir. Leading in foreclosure.
Well, it's a bad economy, so I mean, yeah, there's excuses out there.
They care what
say in the building.
I don't understand it. Understanding that
it's easy to understand. It's easy to understand that mortgage insurance is increasing, property taxes increasing. So yeah, nowadays it's going to be hard to keep a home. But I can't argue against someone buying a home back then when houses, for example, in my neighborhood were 100,000.
It made sense back then. It made sense 2 decades ago to buy a home when Mr. McCall probably bought his home. It made sense. But still, yet, that wasn't men would buy a home again if you heard Trevor, if he wanted a family and he wanted a wife and he wanted children, 9 out of 10 times he would buy a home. Now, would you find some smarter men that will invest in real estate, flip homes, buy a condo, rent it out? Absolutely. But that's just not the norm with men. You know what I mean? Women are more consumers. So owning a home for me with women, like I say, if it's not through marriage or something like that, a lot of times it's a flex. And a lot of them can't hold those homes. That's why they're leading in foreclosure now.
I want everyone to notice that Kevin just moved the goalpost again. He tried to say, oh, well, that's why it made sense to have homes back in the day. And so you can't really come at him. Hey, this whole thing started with the question about women today, not about women back in the day. This
ain't about women today. It was women in general. What are you talking about?
No, it wasn't. It
Not
was
moving
about women
the
today. No, it wasn't. Kevin read the question.
Oh, said today.
It's about women today. You made him read the question.
All right, fair enough.
So your nonsense ain't working with me. Today's call out Kevin Day. Nah, but for real, it's about women today who want all they're doing is keeping up with the Joneses.
That's all it is.
They want to own a house because so-and-so own a house, and she ain't gonna tell me I ain't got a house. That's all it is. Owning a house is not a flex. Owning a house for real estate ain't a flex, really, because the squatter laws make it damn near negligible to have one. Somebody run up in your house, you go on vacation for a couple months, all of a sudden somebody in your house and you can't get them out because of the squatter laws.
Bro, have you been watching the news lately with all these squatters' rights and shit like that?
Yes.
In Florida, this is disgusting.
But guess what it is? It's legal.
And
So
don't
like
let no
I said,
and don't let nobody get no mail at your house.
hey, that's why I keep a shotgun, because I'll go to jail and say I'll give the rights to my mama. But you ain't gonna have my house.
Bro, that's but I never thought, I never looked at it that way as far, because let's look at it on a financial tip. When we bought our house mortgage 5 years ago, the interest rates were low, like very, very low. Here we are, fast forward 5 years later, the interest rates have doubled. So this same house that we bought 5 years ago, even though now we're making more money, we probably wouldn't have been able to buy. Mm-hmm. So men don't make that type of decision. When we get into the money show, you'll see it's normally women that go get into these high ass car loans, and because they want to flex, they want to have the newest car, they want to have the freshest car, even though they're getting 25% interest on it.
And they have child support.
Yeah, well, men are generally, when it comes to money, more frugal. They're a little bit better, with the money generally. So they're not gonna rush into a decision like that. Because again, I never forget when we bought our house, we looked at a couple of houses, and even though my wife may have liked the house, she always deferred to me. It was just like, well, okay, what he wants to do. Or, I'm looking like, which one you want? Let's do it. It's like, oh no, what he wants to do. He's the one that's going to make that decision. Unfortunately, a lot of these women don't have that. They're just trying to make this decision on their own, and they end up getting into the foreclosure rate. I didn't even know that, what Wayne said. That's insane.
Oh, I did.
Yeah, you could look it up. You could Google it. You got a computer in front of you.
Jesus Christ,
they're the highest. They're the highest, no doubt, the highest. So what that lady said. So back to what that lady said is, it's not a flex, and she has no information. She didn't mention the foreclosures. She didn't mention, like Mike said, a lot of them have homes through marriage. They have child support. They have incomes from child support, so they can help them for all that. And men just do not buy houses like that. We don't do it unless we have a family. And like you say, women are the biggest consumers in this country when it comes to everything, student loans, whatever. They keep themselves slaves to capitalism with how much they consume. Period. Men are not consumers like that. That's why Hollywood and politics cater to women, because they are the biggest consumers.
And the black church.
Well, who runs the black church?
Well, the women control that.
There you go. All right, there you go.
Before we move on, I want to read though some of her reasoning though, again, because I think we're losing sight of her reasoning. This is what I thought y'all was going to dig into. So she's saying, meanwhile, a lot of black men got enabled. I don't know about that one. Well, okay. Let's say that if they were enabled by their mothers. Coddled, if they were coddled, coddled by their mothers. Just flat out gave up. A lot of men gave up, but a lot of them didn't. That's why
a lot
so
of
many
men gave up because they ran out of money paying for child support.
Or they gave it all. Yeah, they paid it all into the Harry Bank. That's what my dad used to tell me. That's why so many of us got houses while they're still looking for. Okay, so she says that's why so many of us has houses while they're still looking for a place to stay. So, and this was just posted 5 days ago. So what I've been doing a lot on YouTube lately is watching a lot of financial videos. And the majority of the financial videos that I watch, whether it's from men, women, white, black, because I watch them all over, the majority of these TikTok videos show women in all of that. Women living in their cars and leading in repos and can't pay for this. They call it girl math. Mm-hmm. So there again, that's why I wanted to read this. When I saw it, I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy.
Hello. You see how she didn't mention that though?
Because if she mentioned that, she wouldn't just be able to talk. It doesn't make a good point. The truth does not make a good story. It never has. You have to have something to babble on, so then people can run behind and go, that's right, girl. That's right, girl. That's right, girl don't sound good when you're trying to live in the woods because your house got repoed. Your house got foreclosed on. It don't sound good when you got new hammocks because they took your car. and you got to be on the bus. It don't sound good when people see you at the bus stop beeping at you. Girl, what happened? Oh, my car's in the shop. No. I saw your car on the tow truck last week. Stop lying. That's what they all go through. And I know it because I'm related to a lot of them heifers.
So Jackie says, I set goals in my life when I was younger, never to rent an apartment. Owning houses was my goal. Yes, I have achieved those goals with hard work, busting your butt, not looking for handouts. So before anybody says anything, again, but Jackie has a family. Jackie just sent me a video over the holiday of him grilling in his backyard with the family and everything. But again, he has a family. He got this beautiful swimming pool that I'm jealous of. Like, I don't even want a pool, but I want one because I saw Jackie's own. But again, Jackie, would you have done that had you not been married for 30, 40 years? I think he said he was married for 40 years. Would you done that if you didn't have kids? That's the question.
And we missing one thing too. His generation, who's like the one above us, they were held back from getting these things. They were told they couldn't have it. Yep. So all they wanted was to get a house. Yep. And when they got their house, they're like, the white man can't tell me to move. This is my property. My generation's a bit different.
I don't understand about older generation though. Like, I don't understand why they don't see that the rules and the dynamics have changed. That's just like NFL. Nobody runs the post style anymore. They run the spread. Why? Because players are bigger, faster, stronger. It's different style of players. It's a different style of game now, Mr. McCall. Why you still trying to give us the old playbook from the 80s? I mean, we're not 60, whatever. Respect to you, sir, but it's not the same game.
I don't think he's 60 yet. I don't think he's 60 yet.
How old is but I'm just saying, back when if he was married 30, 40 years, and again, look, shout out to him, but I'm just saying that back, just like Mike said, back when he was looking for a home and all that, the real estate market was totally different, sir. Totally different. And then you got to understand, most of us coming out of high school, again, when y'all was coming out of school, it was get a family, get a home, the American dream. Yep. When we got out of high school, it was go to college or you're a bum. You know what I'm saying? So it's different. It was, you know what I'm saying? Now the kids are understanding. Now we're understanding, like, yo, invest now. Now it's invest. Everything is invest. So again, I still will argue buying a home and living in it is not a flex. I still will make an argument with that. Investing, yes, but buying a home and living in a home right now in today's market is not a flex. It's almost crazy to do it right now with 8% in the way the prices are now. If you're paying over 50% of if your income, if your take home income, if your mortgage takes 50% of your take home pay,
Teach him, Wayne.
you are in trouble.
And we ain't even doing the money show yet. Teach him, Wayne.
This money, I'm gonna get off. Go ahead, because I start talking about this money.
No, listen, bro. Hey, I'm telling you, I start watching a lot of these shows, man. I've been sending y'all the Dave Ramsey clips lately. That shit is mind-boggling when you hear how much money people paying for car payments. $1,300 a month for car payments, $1,500, $2,000, $80,000 truck, and you only put $5,000 down on it. And then once they tax it and get you on all the packages, it goes back to $90,000. You're financing $90,000 at 10 to 12 to 15% APR.
At the end of the day, majority of people are living beyond their means, and I'm gonna tell you what it is. It's two things, and most of them are women, Mr. McCall. It's your roof and what you drive. That's what's driving people in the poor in poor. That's what's driving people in the poorhouse. It's what they're driving and the roof over their head, Mr. McCall. So, Go. You want to get paid? You want to pay $3,000 on an 8% mortgage? Get out of here on a. When I can go to Jonesboro, McDonald, somewhere and buy a townhouse for $150,000, throw $20,000 in it, rent it out for $1,900 a month, $1,950. Come on, man.
All right. Kev, you got any final words on this before we move on?
I was gonna say we ain't spitting.
He's spitting. Hey, it'd be good if you show up to work more often. Mike, you got any final words on this? Where the hell happened to Mike?
Stop listening to women. Nah, real talk. And I mean, you're supposed to listen to a woman, your woman. These women that's just out there running their mouth with no facts, no nothing behind it. Stop listening to them. They speaking from feelings. They speaking from emotions. Anyone that says men were coddled and given generational wealth and land, and they black men, she don't know. She talking nonsense. Be more discerning, people. That's it.
Yeah, Mike, that one threw me. Has she said white men, then I'd have been like, okay, yeah. I'd have been like, okay, but she said,
come on, bro. I'm still waiting for my donkey, bro. What they talking about?
She was specifically talking to white men. Talking about black men. So Wayne and Kev got a little discussion coming up. But before we get to the discussion, I want to give these guys a chance to go ahead and get their talking points going. I do have that video you wanted me to play, Wayne. But before that, let's get into a little blind rankings. So
he's so silly.
If you guys didn't know about the blind rankings, make sure you check it out last week. I throw out 5 random. They're all randomized. Wink, wink. I throw out. I
don't believe you.
I come up with a topic. Last week's topic was the worst TV / movie mom in history of all TV.
And I want you to know, I am wholeheartedly taking that challenge you requested. I'm taking it very seriously. I've already started taking notes.
I'm waiting for it.
Already started taking notes. Already got some real. I can give you a good hard pause. 15 minutes.
Okay, I'm waiting for it. Mike and Kev on. I know he doesn't podcast. Is going to break down. Mary. I found her name was Mary. I didn't even know that. Precious' mom, the dirtbag trash human being. So today's blind rankings. I'm going to throw out 5. I'm going to throw out an individual. Mike has to rank them 1 through 5. But whatever he ranks them as, that's where they stay. And it's all going to be randomized. So that's the only rules. And today's category is the most grimiest person in movies and TV.
Oh, that's going to be easy. I'll outthink you on this one. Let's go.
The grimiest person in movies and TV. So that's today's category. Let's throw the first person out. And remember, Mike has to rank them 1 through 5. So let's oh shit, that's the wrong one.
Even your computer's against you.
They was gonna say Trevor. Hey man, while Wrestling Dinners Now is up there, y'all make sure and tune in to Wrestling Dinner Now this weekend. As me and my baby gonna probably be reviewing Saturday night's main event and WWE Evolution this weekend. So I don't know yet. Just tune in, maybe. So let's throw up the first person, and Harper Stewart from The Best Man.
You know what's the funniest part about this? Kevin's like, who's that? That's so funny. Harper is number 5. That's easy. Yep. Harper's because I know you got some slick dudes on the back end. I'm not even worried about them. You know why Harper's number 5? I'm going to tell you why Harper's number 5. Because Harper's biggest crime is trying to live nostalgia and getting tired of seeing the baller act like a baller while treating the good girl like trash. Now, don't get me wrong. It's simptastic, but for every bad thing he did, there was an equal bad person in it. For the stuff he did here with the 2 that are pictured, that dude who's lustily looking at that woman says he's in love with that woman and is smashing every other woman on the campus. And in the later years, the woman that he wanted back in the day who he should have had, didn't give him any, leaked the book just to put his life not only in danger, but in reprehensible relationship quandaries just because she wanted some. And she's horrible too. So he was bad, but he gets a 5 in my book. That's it. All he gets is a 5.
Hold on.
Go ahead,
Rusty,
Wade.
come on.
Go ahead, Wade.
Mike, I gotta say this, bro. That woman was a POS.
Oh, get out of here.
I'm sorry.
He did not ask me about the woman.
He said Harper. She should have been it. Because I'm gonna tell you why.
Hey, Wayne ain't giving up no chance.
He's right. I'm not disputing you, Wayne.
Because she knew what she was doing. She knew they was friends, and she could have said no. Fact. She could have said, "Nah, that's your boy. I know he's a piece of shit. He's hitting all kind of women. I'm hurt by it, but I ain't gonna do it like that." She's a piece of shit. She got away with it. She got away with being a piece of shit. He got punched in the face and got beat up on. That's crazy. You know what?
I almost said
and got married. She got away, got married, got a husband, got a rich husband, and she was the POS.
You know what? I apologize to you, Wayne, because I should have added that. You are right. You're correct. That's why you're my blue chip member, and I would like everyone to know all 5 members of MIR is in the house.
I almost said a terrible joke just then, man. She's a TV character, whatever. I guess she did get hers in the end.
She got hers in the end, in the back, in the top, on bottom, all that.
All right, let's move on to the next. So at number 5, Mike has Harper Stewart. I think that's a little too low, but let's move on.
Not for me.
Next character up, Alonzo Harris from Training Day.
Oh, wow. See, this scares me because Alonzo came a little early.
Hey, you got to rank them though.
I know, but I got to figure. See, the ranking isn't just putting them in order; it's trying to outthink you, which makes it more fun for me. Because I know you'll put the worst person second, and then everybody else will be whack, or you'll put whack people 2, 3, and 4, and then number 1 will be. And I already have number 1 taken. I'll look stupid. My object is not to look stupid. So I'm gonna put him. I'll put him at number 3. Because he was a grimy individual, but he didn't know that white boy. That wasn't his friend. It ain't like he betrayed his homie. He betrayed a dude who he didn't know. He didn't even know if that dude was on the team. He didn't even know if this dude was a snitch or not. This dude showed up today.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
You making a case for this.
Good
God, Mike.
That's a good point. I can't argue.
Hey, my MIR member is agreeing with me, so I know I'm extra right.
Bro, this dude set the man up with a wife and a kid, and not for nothing, he told him if he need help making boys, he'll get his old lady pregnant.
Yep.
Come on, man.
Hey, is that my man's in them? It is not. It is not. That ain't my dog. I don't know that fool. He might be a snitch he was already doing grimy stuff before the white boy showed up. He don't know that dude. That's why he made him smoke that laced weed. He don't know that dude. He did what he had to do to survive. He got a cute little boy and the sexy mamacita to come home to. He ain't got time to be dealing with this dude.
Yeah, that was top of the line, Eva Mendes there.
Yes, sir. Actually, no. But top of the line, Eva Mendes is it's all about the Benjamins. But I respect I respect it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right. So at number 3, Mike has Alonzo Harris and he has Harper Stewart at number 5. Let's make this a little more interesting.
You're not gonna beat me, Trevor.
Here we go. Cuddy from Dead
Lord.
Presidents.
Oh Lord. Oh Jesus. This man could be number 1 with a bullet. Good Lord.
Choose wisely.
You know what? I'm going to give him a number 2.
Ooh.
And this is why. He did what he was supposed to do. He squeezed in where he fit in. He got in where he was supposed to. All the men were gone to war. like they said, the dummies ran off the war back in the day, and it wasn't their fault, but that's what they said. And it was a glut of women out here looking for a man to lead them. And he popped out with a bunch of suckers and turned them all into suckers, one way and another, not or, and. So he did what he was supposed to do. He was a pimp, and he did his pimp-tastic stuff. And the women, shout out to my dog Wayne, they fell in line. I know the show will have you believe that, I think her name was Yolanda, that she was the only one.
Juanita.
I know it had a Y.
Now she was a POS, Wayne.
Yeah, but she wasn't the only one. She couldn't wait. She couldn't wait to drop them draws. Just because he had a little, no, my bad, I'm going to say the old line. She couldn't wait to do something strange for a little bit of change. And then when her man showed up to act like, huh? What do you mean? And then have this man smiling in your man's face. But he's number 2 because he did it dirty. And when it came back, he rubbed it in that man's face. But Paul, oh God, yeah, pause. He was a grimy bastard. He was worse than Alonzo because he didn't really have a reason for it. He just did dirt because he could. So I'm gonna have him at number 2. What y'all think?
Kev don't know none of these guys.
Kev don't know nothing what we talking about.
I knew Training Day, but that's about it.
This is a great piece, though, as far as like a timepiece. The Hughes brothers, when they made this movie, it's anyway. But I'll talk about that later. But I give him a pass. I'll say 5 for him because he was just a pimp. He was just doing him. He didn't know her husband or nothing like that. He was just doing what he was supposed to do, like Mike said. I give him a 5. I don't think he was that much because he was just being a pimp, and the woman was down with it.
You know why he's number 2 to me, Wayne?
Why?
Because when homeboy came back from the war, he
exactly.
He kept pushing.
Exactly.
Oh, he killed. Okay, well, yeah. I thought he stepped away though after that.
No.
Hey,
he put more pressure on her.
Yeah, this scene, he pulls up next to him in the car, talking to her like he don't see her man in the passenger seat.
And he threw her 200.
And threw her some money.
Yeah. I mean, you gonna try and see if she's serious. I get it though. All right, fair enough.
He could have waited till she was walking to the laundromat or something.
Fair enough.
In the car with her man.
Yeah, that's true. Fair
you
enough.
ain't no man, bitch. What you gonna do, sucker?
Yeah,
it was the 70s. You gonna do sucker jive ass turkey? That was so funny.
Fair
Go
enough.
ahead, my bad.
All right, so we got 2 left. So let's start at number 5. Mike has Harper from The Best Man. At number 3, he has Alonzo from Training Day, and at number 2, he has Cuddy. So we have number 1 and number 4 available. Next up on the list,
this is gonna be the one right here.
Mike from Why Did I Get Married?
Now, see, I'm scared, right? Because I can't think of who you would want number 1 over this dude. Who would you have? I know you ain't got nobody like Omar from The Wire.
This is the worst nigga in the world.
But see, I don't believe that's what I'm saying. But I don't know who's next. That's why I'm saying, hey, I ain't gonna hold you. God, dog. I ain't gonna hold this dude. And you know what pissed me off the most about him? Every time there's a sucker black dude, you know what his name be?
Mike.
It pissed me off. You remember Wait and Exhale? The dude who threw the fruit at Sunshine? You remember the dude that there was that movie where the big dude got a little girl and he didn't know what to do with it? Every time there's a sucker black dude, his name Mike, and I used to get mad like, I ain't no sucker. What they trying to say? But anyway, this dude was kind of, man, ooh. Because I'm going to look like an idiot if the last dude is crazy. Because this dude got number 1.
Remember now, he made her, this scene here is the airplane where they told her that she was going to have to get 2 seats because she was on the bigger side. He made her drive to the cabin while he stayed with his jump off on the plane.
And the jump off was the homegirl. That's crazy.
And he told all the homies secrets at dinner.
That wasn't his fault. I don't blame him for that. That was what's the name wife's fault. You know what? Just because Trevor's trying to sell this so hard, I'm putting him at number 4. I'm putting him at number 4.
He got me.
Just because Trevor's trying to sell this, I tell you, you will never outthink me, sir. I got too much ADHD. Putting him at number 4, because this dude, you know what he didn't do? He ain't killed nobody.
Oh, man.
He hurt nobody. He got a little set. His wife gained some weight. He told her he wasn't attracted. Then he went and got a little something else. Is he wrong? Yes. Is it moral? No. Anybody die? He almost did, but that's not him. So nope, he's at number 4. Nice try, Trevor. Nice try.
Oh man, I thought I was gonna get him.
Nice try. Mike Brain wins again. Nice try.
All right, so we got one spot left, and at number 5, Mike has Harper. Number 4, you got Mike from Why Did I Get Married? Number 3, Alonzo from Training Day. Number 2, Cuddy from Dead Presidents. So that means there's only one spot left, and that's number 1. And I think we could all universally agree, every black man, woman, and child on earth could agree that the most grimiest nigga
Michael Ealy
in TV movie history,
Ike Turner,
goes to none other than Junior from the Players Club.
Oh, damn.
Man.
You know what? I ain't even mad at that. That dude is disgusting. You know what? Let's be clear. We could take that face and add it to everything. It could be the dude in Menace to Society running up on homeboy about his line girlfriend, his line cousin. It could be dudes running up Sam Smith. Hey, hold up, cuz. It could be this dude's face just make you mad. Like, bruh. You know what? Let's keep it a buck. His whole family deserved to be number 1 because Sexy Little Red Girl, she was disgusting too. The second stuff happened.
Oh yeah.
You remember?
Yeah.
She covered it up and ran off and left the girl about to die. Yeah, this guy, this is my number 1. This guy's he's disgusting. If you don't know this movie, you need to go watch Players Club and see what every time women just be talking, this who they be talking about. This is who they meet. See, every woman thinks this is every man. The problem is, this is every man they want to sleep with. It ain't every man that's out there. But this guy, he is a disgusting human being, reprehensible. There is nothing good about him. He is the danger that Kevin says walks outside at night that women should be afraid of. That's this guy.
Yes, sir. Bald black man.
This is Samuel. His name is Samuel Monroe Jr. Whenever you see this guy, you know he don't mean no good. Nothing. Nothing.
He can't even spell good.
Like this Joker here is absolute trash. Damn, Ricardo said he put Jackie in timeout by accident. I'm trying to, if you're still listening, Jackie. Yeah, he did that accidentally. I'm trying to see how I could undo it, but I don't know. I can't. Damn, Ricardo, how you put the man in timeout?
For 1.8 thousand seconds is hilarious.
Damn, how the hell? How long is 1.8 thousand seconds? I don't know. I gotta Damn, I don't know how to undo it. Wow. Yeah, I'll call him later then because I don't know how to undo it. I don't know. I'd probably have to go to another screen or something. I don't know how to undo it. Oh man, but those were the blind rankings. Yeah, that was a big hit last week.
I think that's 30 minutes.
Yeah, I should be able to grab this one. So that was Mike's blind rankings.
No, say it right. Mike defeated Trevor once again.
Well,
in the blind rankings.
You know what's funny? As we did it, I left somebody out, and I'm like, damn, I should have put Chauncey from Menace to Society over Cuddy.
You should have put.
As you was talking about Cuddy, I was thinking about Chauncey. I'm like,
you should have put Michael Ealy through the 2 kids out the window.
Oh, yeah, see, that's more evil. Like, that's on another level, satanic type stuff. That's crazy. That's crazy. Mm-hmm. All right, so right now we got Mike, you go ahead and moderate this between Wayne and Kev.
Well, I want everybody to still have I want Mike to be.
Oh no, I'm gonna go call Jackie. I'm gonna be in the back. I'm gonna I'm gonna
Oh,
call
okay. Because
Jackie.
I want
So
y'all.
just to
I
keep
want everybody. I want everybody to be in on the conversation.
No.
I agree.
feel like Kevin been quiet this whole show. Let my dog get his stuff off.
Go ahead, Kev. Yeah, you're right. Go ahead.
So
Kev.
hold on, let me play the video
Play the
that
clip.
play the clip that Wayne wanted to play.
You don't care about mandatory paternity tests. You don't care about paternity fraud. You don't care about male suicide rates. You don't care about equalizing hard, laborious jobs outside. You don't want to equalize that. You don't care about what happens to people that are falsely accused, which is almost always exclusively men. You don't actually care about the declining school performance, the rise in ADHD diagnosis, and the psychiatric medication that comes from it. You don't care about the lack of homeless shelters for men. You don't care about the weaponization of the family court, the equal custodial rights, reproductive say for men, reduction in child support and alimony, pathologizing of just men and masculinity in general, negative attitudes towards even men that want a nuclear family. You don't think or care about any of these things. And I'm not even saying it's just the feminists that don't care about it.
Nobody
I'm saying most people who don't do what I do don't care about this at all.
So I was scrolling on TikTok a couple of days ago, and I ran into a podcast called the Sharing My Truth podcast. Now, on this particular episode, there was a guy named Jeff James, and he also has a podcast on YouTube called the Ask a Brother podcast. Now, the reason I wanted to go over this and watch this clip with you guys is because this is just a perfect display of how the red pill and the manosphere needs to package their ideals and talking points and move it into the mainstream. And you can say anything about the red pill and the manosphere community or the content creators in the community. You could say that they're incels. You could say that they're misogynists. You can say that they don't have access to women. Blobbity bloop. We've heard it all. It's all shaming language, and it has no backing. Most of the men that I've met that have watched my content, 10 out of 10 of them were actually well put together individuals who I don't assume would have any problem actually dating women. And I would say 7 out of 10 of them were actually married. And they say they watch my content because it sparks good conversation and taboo topics. So people can say whatever they want about the people in the manosphere or the manosphere in general, but what they can't say is that it hasn't been effective at taking these talking points and moving them into the mainstream. And I just think that this is a good display of that. So let's go ahead and get right into the video.
All right, so there you have it. That's the video Wayne wanted me to play. Like I say, I'm a step down real quick. I'm gonna call Jackie because I don't know. I don't know how you feel that he got. I know it's an accident, but I'm gonna just call him just to let him know. So I'll be in the back. I'll be back up soon.
All right, Wayne. I know you're rearing to go, but in the same area as Trevor, I'm gonna let Kevin go first to build a little anticipation. Kevin, how do you feel about what this young man just stated, the things that he said?
How do I feel?
Do you feel he's right? Do you feel what he said is the truth?
I don't know. I feel like he's just talking, to be honest.
Wow.
mainly because when it comes to men, they tend not to look for help, and they tend to be self-destructive. So I mean, and also, I really don't like it when their people's talking points is you don't care about such and such topic. But to be honest, when it comes to people in general, like they tend to not care about anything that doesn't affect them. So I know for me, listen to all this talking points about alimony and this and that. I don't care. Me personally, I don't care. I don't have any kids. I pull out. I'm not paying child support. I make sure I look for the best deals when it comes to my bills and stuff like that. So a lot of these talking points are just, it sounds like yapping to me. But I don't think that's what we were talking about in our conversation. But I'll let Wayne go real quick.
Well, let's go. Let's start with what you're saying. People do care because if you have shelters that only take women and children, you got some shelters that take women and girls. I knew a chick that her and her husband got into it real bad, and she went to stay at a shelter. And because she had 2 boys, they didn't even take her because she had 2 boys. They only take women and girls. That's it. So to say that majority of the time people don't care about anything but themselves and what's going on in their life, that's not true. Because we live in a feminist culture, we live in a feminist society. You do care because when we talk about women, Kev, you cape for women. So you obviously care about something outside of yourself because you defend the feminist ideology all the time. You defend it all the time. So you do care. You just, when it comes to men, you don't give a shit. Just say it. Just say it. When it comes to men, you don't care. Yeah, when it comes to men, like you said, when it comes to men in homeless shelters, did you know that? Did you know that there's no homeless shelters for men? Literally, majority of homeless shelters don't take men. You know what I'm saying? So in family homes, men get their look. This culture takes men money away, takes their children away, and then tell them that they ain't shit. And then you telling me that there isn't a reason for the manosphere. You're telling me that isn't a reason for the space of red pill. And the message is getting out there, like the guy said. He said you can say what you want to say about the red pill and manosphere, which that's why I say I support red pill. I support manosphere. Why? Because it's getting men messages out there. It's getting out there because you got to do something. Because look, like I said before, you can't take men's jobs. You can't take their money. You can't take their children. And then at the same time tell them that they ain't shit, and then you get no response. You're eventually going to get a response, and that's what's happening now. Men are changing the contract. That's all that's happening. We're changing the contract, just like women did 40 years ago. They changed the contract and said they don't want to be wives. They want to do whatever with their bodies, and we went along with it for a minute. We didn't like the contract, so now we're changing the contract because they still wanted us to be traditional. Why? They said, I'm not going to be traditional, but you still need to be traditional. So, but then goes back to our conversation that we had in the chat. I believe the downfall of the Black community is feminism.
Well, hold on. Before you go there,
that's
Kevin,
what we're talking about. Go ahead.
Before you get to that, Kevin, how do you feel about what he just told you?
Well, I just Googled homeless shelters for men, and I saw like 8 shelters in my area. So we can't use the word "there's none" for men when it comes to support. So there's that. And yes, go ahead.
2 questions.
Go
When
ahead.
you say your area, what do you mean? And could you also Google how many female shelters there are?
That is a good point.
Thank you.
For females, I have no idea. But yeah, it's a good question. Let me look into that. Homeless. And also to answer the other point you made. It's not that I have more care for women than men. It's just I have more empathy for women than men.
That's the same thing.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah.
Not to say I don't have. Oh wow, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I go back to your first question.
Well,
when you say my area, what do you mean?
My area. I'm in Florida. I'm not gonna tell you guys where I live at.
I'm saying how far from your house.
You see, yeah, a lot of these searches are like women's counseling and stuff like that. They don't
You can't even bring up male centers.
Exactly. Mike, you took it all out of my mouth. I was just getting ready to say, yeah.
Let me finish my point. Yeah, a lot of these are like, yeah, they're not homeless shelters, but they're like a mix of different.
I was just getting ready to say, a lot of those are not homeless shelters, man. They turn those men away, man. But go ahead.
Like homeless shelters is a hard thing, bro. That's why a lot of dudes sleep in their cars, or they sleep on the street, or they sleep under like bridges and stuff.
Yeah. Come on, man. Like, come on.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, it's tough out there. At the same time, there's resources to help people. So
you just know where?
That's the point. Where?
There's always the state government. So Medicaid, what do you call it? Affordable housing.
Medicaid is highly goes to women with kids.
Yep, it's through the child majority of the time.
Sure, and it also depends on your income because it's mainly income based. So there's that as well. So if you're homeless, then more than likely you're going to be able to get some type of assistance.
Man, those waiting lists are crazy, man.
Those waiting lists are crazy, but the resources out there. If you go to your local library, there's always someone who's helping people with Medicaid applications. So when I meet men like in the streets begging me for change, I hand them either a number for Medicaid office, or I tell them to go to your local library, get some help from there.
No. Wait. Well, let me say this. Let me say this. Majority of those men that are on the street and begging and walking up to you, a lot of them mentally disabled, bro. A lot of them are screwed up in the head.
Yeah, it's tough.
They're not out there because they just want to be out there. A lot of those guys, it's a mental thing with those guys, man. It's not even drugs, man. It's just they're mentally screwed up.
I say it's drugs. You bugging.
But yeah, some of it is, but a lot of them they're just screwed up in the head. But I buy them food. I won't eat. If I tell them if they want some food, I buy them something to eat. I give them $1 or $2. You know, especially if it's men. I never turn men away from asking me for something. I don't care if you're on the street or whatever. If I got $2, I give it to them.
Exactly, right. Cliff. But I get what you mean. I try to give them like opportunities as opposed to money, because like I said, a lot of them are on drugs, so you never know what they're doing. But go ahead.
Hold on, Cliff. Hold on.
I was about to say the same thing Cliff say. I want to tell you what Cliff just said is literally in the same stratosphere as what I said earlier. It's just people saying things that sound good, but ain't really factual. They just say things. Oh, it sounds good. I got the same 24. No, you don't, because you don't wake up wondering where your next meal is. You don't wake up wondering, man, where am I going to get breakfast? You don't wake up wondering, is this rotten? How rotten is this? Can I eat this and not get sick?
You can go 7. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
You can go 7 days without eating, and there's all type of Salvation Army locations, all type of events where they give away food. So, I mean, if you're homeless, what else you got to do? You should be looking for ways to get help. That's all.
I want to ask you this, sir. I don't even want to ask you. I want to remind you of this.
Go ahead.
You looked up and said there are 8 homeless shelters around your area. I asked you to look up the area. You saw that the 8 that you saw weren't even really homeless shelters. And the area you stated was the south part of our county, correct?
Okay, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Do you know how many people there are in the south part of our county? Do you know how all of those female shelters are packed? They're packed. And there's only one shelter for men, if that. Do you think there's enough to go around for men when there's not enough to go around for women, and there's a plethora of shelters for women? Can you not? I know you don't empathize with men, but can you not see how just logically those numbers don't line up?
It don't matter. Just like Cliff said, if you got 24 hours, if you can't get into a shelter, I mean, shoot, find a way of like working on their table. I don't know. Like I said, there's resources out there. That's all I'm arguing.
All right, I'm glad you said that.
All right, go ahead.
No, I'm saying just so, because I've been telling y'all for the longest, but I need the other people to hear that he just hates
ready to
men.
crash out.
he just hates men, because they look at me like, Michael, why you yelling like? I'm like, because he just hates men and he won't say it.
It's because women are more vulnerable. Women are more vulnerable. Hence why it makes sense to me that they are the primary receivers of homeless shelters.
Women are not. Oh my gosh! You know what? I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna butt out.
Women being exposed to the elements with other crazy men. You don't think
it's a whole counter discussion? Go ahead.
Women being exposed in the elements with all type of crazy men with mental disabilities. You think that's not a danger to them,
sir? I think that no. I'm answering your question. I think that just how men are the danger to women. Women are just that much of a danger to men. It's just a different, it's just a different type. The most dangerous thing on the planet to me is a woman who has the time. That's the scariest thing on the planet. A woman that has the time. You know what? I got the time today. She'll make up anything. She'll do anything. The same amount of men that are in, and this is, you know how everyone likes to say things that sound nice, but they're not backed up by facts. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to say something, but I think mine is closer to facts than you guys.
Sure.
The same amount of men that are in prison for, let's say, accosting women, right? I believe that number is roughly equivalent to the amount of men in graves or jail because a woman lied, falsified evidence, scratched herself and said, ooh, he did this, and got other men to kill him. I think those are equal. I think evil women do just as much damage to men as evil men do the women, but we don't talk about it, so it seems like women are more in danger, but they are not, sir. Men are in equal amounts of danger. There are women who run around with bricks and hit themselves or scratch themselves and then say, oh, a man did this, and then get paid off of it. There are women who have allergic reactions and lie and get paid off it. I've watched a woman take a branch, bash a man's car, and then scratch her arms, and then when the police came, she goes, he hit me, look what he did to me. And the only reason that man isn't in prison is because the place they were outside of happened to have cameras. That's it. I just told you a story earlier how a woman called the police to tell him that the father of her child threw her on the ground, and the only reason he didn't go to jail is because as soon as he saw her face, he pushed record because he knew she was on some nonsense.
Okay.
And they took her, and they had to convince the female officer to take her to jail. The male officers had to tell her, no, we have her on video lying. We're taking her to jail. They're like, yeah, but he probably got her. Probably is the favorite word of women.
Okay.
You can say probably and invent anything.
Before you go into another example, that's great, but I'm talking about sane people. Sorry, sane, like right in the head, who may have gone into a bad situation, right? Like maybe they got into a car accident and then they got evicted from their apartment or something like that. What Cliffs is saying and what I agree with is that yes, there are 24 hours in the day. You can find resources. You have the internet. You can find resources that can help you. Yes, I do agree that it is unfair that men won't have the same opportunities when it comes to homeless shelters. But in general, there is a physical danger towards women that men don't have to worry about. That
is a lie.
For example, we just heard a 30-minute rant by Trevor talking about some random dude. I don't even know who we're talking about, beating his meat on a train in front of a girl. Is that something a man has to? That's physical danger. Yep.
No,
that's
it's not,
danger.
Sir. That was psychological at best. That wasn't
either way.
Danger.
Either way.
Hold up.
He didn't touch her.
But Kev, this is my thing with your talking points.
Sure.
And I'm gonna get to Cliff in a second with that 24 hours everybody has because, but back to your talking point. Here's the other part that you don't mention. Yes, men have a monopoly on force. We do. We have a monopoly on strength. Okay, fair enough.
Right.
Over women.
Okay.
But what you fail to mention is that the majority of us do not abuse that power. We use it to protect more than we do to abuse. Because if that was the case, then women will literally walk out the door and be facing danger with the men. And that's not the experience of every woman walking outside.
Are you sure about that?
Case. Here, yes, I'm finna explain why.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You good. But I'm gonna explain why. Right? If you Google, if that was the case, if you Google women, the percentage of women that carry a concealed weapon license, they only counted 15 states, and it's around maybe 22 to maybe 29%. Only in 15 states. That's it. They didn't even count all the states in this country. If they did, it'd be a lesser percentage. That's how many women. That's the percentage of women on a concealed weapon license and own a gun. Number two, it's also highly uncommon for women to take self-defense classes. If that was the case of what you're saying about women being in danger and their life being threatened, it would be a self-defense class on every corner next to a nail fucking shop, and it isn't. So it's bullshit. Because you know why? Because there's more men that do not take advantage of their force towards women than there is that men that do. There's laws, there's protectors, there's police officers, etc. If women felt that unsafe about their protection, it would be more than 50% of women that own weapons. It's not even close to 50% of women that, and you know what they said? Majority of those women that own weapons and concealed weapon license in those 15 states are what? Republican white women. So black women ain't even touching the scale. Maybe 1-2%. How many of y'all in the chat or on this panel know a black woman who owns a gun and a concealed weapon license? I'll wait. I bet it ain't on every corner. I don't. So that tells you that whole thing where women are fear for their life. No, again, they make the argument because of course, yeah, we got the monopoly on force, but we don't abuse it. We don't abuse it. Now, are there some dangerous men out there? Of course. But my argument, you guys always leave out the argument is that there are more men that protect women and don't abuse women, don't abuse their forces, don't abuse their strength on women than there are men that do.
No, I can't disagree with that. My thing is when you mention that there are more men protecting women than anything, which like I said, I do agree. It's just that you're not accounting for the fact that there are a small set of men who are out of their damn mind who will attack women or who will abuse women or who will
just said we
sexually
only
harass
talking
them.
about sane men. You just talking about sane people. You can't say they out of their mind and then say they sane. Pick a side.
I was talking about sane when it came to the homeless situation.
But does the minority make the rule of the majority? Because again,
I think.
Go ahead. Because you lose your argument. Like I said, when I go back to women's taking self-defense classes and owning concealed weapons, they're still looking for men to protect them.
Yeah,
okay then. But why if that's the case, then why they're not taking in protection in their own hands at massive numbers? It should be self-defense classes selling like water bottles if that's the case.
Hey, I got a better one.
I mean, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. Finish your point.
I got a bet with everybody in the Straight Talk Society. I said, find a video where a man hits a woman and men don't defend it.
I agree.
It has been out for or at least a year, probably 2. How many times have I paid out on that, Kev?
Should have been twice, but you paid me.
No, I paid out once and yours was shaky.
I said should have been.
Clips was whack. I've paid out. So you telling me black people ain't trying to get $50 off a bike? You telling me people ain't trying to shut Mike is right up? You telling me people ain't trying to just show up and go, I got a video for you.
They do field studies on that. They do social media studies on that, man. They do that all the time. You'll have actors go out there and a woman to be beating on the man and people be walking by smiling and smirking like, oh yeah, he must have screwed up real bad. And then they'll reverse it. And as soon as the man grabs the woman, people will come out of nowhere, women and men grabbing that guy. Facts. You know what I'm saying? So, again, you arguing the minority, bro.
So to answer your previous question, I think the minority affects the majority, and that's where it matters, because like I said before, when it comes to laws, the reason we have laws is because people do whatever it is that affects the majority, right? And because they affect the majority, we have to make consequences to say, okay, well, if you do this thing that is clearly wrong, again, we're gonna have to do something to you, either throw you in jail or the death penalty. So, I mean, yeah, it maybe sounds crazy.
Laws are not put in place for the minority. Go ahead.
One sec. So yeah, it is harsh when I say men in general are a threat, but it's whether or not you're talking about sane people have the same potential to be a threat or a danger to anybody, right? For example, you would think an engineer is just a hardworking person, working in a company, but if you look in different industries, like let's say the gaming industry, Microsoft, so the gaming company, they're in a lawsuit right now because the not only are the managers, but the coworkers are like harassing the women. They're like touching them, making inappropriate comments. There's even an issue about some guy farting on a chick. I'm like, bruh. So when it comes to situations like this, they have to make laws in order to make sure the minority does not affect the majority, which I think is a solid claim. But what were you gonna say?
I don't know about that whole situation, man. I know a lot of times things get taken out of context and stuff like that, but laws are not put in place for the minority. Laws are put in place to just control civilization. I mean, it's not based on what's going on with the minority. Laws are put in place to control society, period, and it's backed up by force, which are held by men, and those men protect people who are in danger if they could. So I'm just saying what I'm saying is that men don't abuse their force like you're making it seem they do. Now, are there cases that it happens? Absolutely. We can also make the same argument for women. I know I can. I again, there's a study that showed here in Atlanta a couple years ago. They did a study where the numbers in domestic violence cases are rising, where the women are the aggressor. So
Sure.
you know, so
Sure.
yeah. So again, I just think that, you know, this whole thing where women's lives are in danger, where they got to go and choose the barracks full, is bullshit. Because again, what's their solution? They're not going to get concealed weapon license by masses. They're not going to take self-defense classes by masses. It's just talk. They're just talking shit, and what they're doing is they're using the minority as an example. But the minority doesn't make the rule. It doesn't make the rule.
I'm gonna say this.
Go ahead.
I disagree with Wayne on one little point, that there aren't there, and I don't know if that's what you're trying to say. There are laws
Go ahead.
that are just to protect minorities. I'll agree with Kevin on there are laws for those, because the majority will go crazy if they can. So there are laws that are just there to protect minorities, but the majority of what you said is factual. Kevin, what I think and I don't think you see it, what I think the danger is, I was having a discussion with my therapist today, and she and I were going back and forth about, you know, she was saying men this or men that. And I said, you can't say men, you have to say elite men. And she goes, well, I don't want to say elite men every time. What's the point? And for, you know, and I'm shortening it up. And I told her the problem with just saying men is that less logical, less informed, less intelligent women will hear what you say and say men. And then they'll run rampant blaming all men for what a little group of men does. And if you think that's not factual, look at the Me Too movement and what it's turned into. It was a couple of elite, rich, powerful men who did something stupid or illegal or abusive, and it turned out that all of a sudden every single man in existence is controlling and narcissistic. That's what happened.
I can't agree with that.
Because what you said?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And it's not true. And the second thing I will say is, Kevin, every time you say men, remember you're one of them. So there'll be somebody out there saying Kevin's abusive. There's someone out saying Kevin's out here hurting women. Kevin's a danger. You don't see yourself as a danger because you're not. But the way you're talking is going to give somebody the right to say that about you. And that's why I don't stand for it, because I'm not a danger to anybody. As long as you don't bother me, we're fine. I've had a person I wanted to fight at work for a month. Didn't say a word to him. He didn't say nothing to me. I didn't say nothing to him. Now we chilling again. Easy peasy. Because that's what adults do. Adults deal with their emotions and then they deal with the problem. You don't deal with the problem while your emotions are dealing with you. I hope that makes sense.
It makes sense. But at the same time, you're how do I say it? You're minimizing the issue, because like I said, the laws are there because of the minority. Because and I agree with you, Wayne, that the majority of people will follow the laws, will follow the law. So a lot of people that have issues, like for example, black people in the hood, you know, they have issues with police. Me, I follow the law, so I have no issue with the police. But the minority, the hood dude who's like, you know, scamming and trapping all that, he's gonna see the police and think they're abusive or a threat. So when you say things like, oh, the Me Too movement was because of, you know, the elite. Okay, well, I just brought up a lawsuit about how a large corporation has been abusing the women in their company.
Is the large corporation not the elite, sir?
Can you say that?
I said,
okay, when you say
corporation, not the elite. Google is
I'm gonna
literally
say no.
The definition of elite.
I'm gonna say no, because when you look up like the type of money, when you say elite, like I'm talking like billions. I can't even say billions. I would say trillions of dollars. I would say that's the elite.
Rich.
So you're talking about rich people in general.
I'm saying people in power, rich, wealth and power. That is what makes you elite. Wealth and power. Like at Fox News when the women were going around harassing the male interns, just like at Fox News where the men were going around flopping their penises out. It's when you have
That's crazy.
power and money, and you can affect other people. It's not men. It's power. Power and money. Same with Diddy. You love to bring up Diddy, right? Do you think Diddy would have got away with half of the stuff if he didn't have power and money?
Yeah, of course
The
not.
answer
But
is
I wouldn't
no.
say he's elite.
He is. What is wrong with you?
Your definition of elite and my definition is two different definitions.
How
But
about
I
we
get what
just
you're
go by
saying.
how about we go by the definition in the book? What does elite mean?
What does Google have to say?
Because I think I don't think I know you're wrong.
Let me see. All right. This is a quick binge lookup, but the term elite refers to a select group of individuals who possess a superior level of skill, expertise, wealth, or power, distinguishing from the average.
Oh, that sounds like Mike is right.
I lost the definition, but okay, yeah. Either way,
I just use the definition. Don't take my power.
Either way, my point is the reason the Me Too movement happened is because there was a culture of harassing women, and it had to be called out. And the reason I'm saying that, and the reason why I believe that situation, and why I believe it's not just the quote unquote elite or just rich people, is because when it comes to like your regular job, if you're in a relationship with someone, you have to tell the company that you're in a relationship with someone. Or if you're a supervisor and you want to have a relationship with one of your employees or the people you're managing, you have to let them know or you'll be fired.
Do you know why you have to let them know, Kevin?
Because that's going to cause problems in the company. And
do you know how they know it's going to cause problems, Kevin? I'm trying to lead you somewhere. Do you know how they know that?
Because it happened in the past.
And do you know who it happened with, Kevin?
Men and women?
No, it happened with elite men and women.
What are you talking about?
That's how they know.
If I start a company and I'm telling let's say I hire a supervisor and I tell him you have to let us know if you're having a relationship with one of the employees. I might just be doing like drop shipping. Like you're telling me I'm the elite?
No, I'm telling you that the reason you're telling me he has to tell you is because legally it is now commonplace to know that you have to have that in place. And the reason it's a commonplace is because elites were doing it first. And now that they've done it, everyone knows you'll be held liable. Because women were suing elite men or men were suing elite women in let's say the late 80s, not even say the late 80s, because they've been doing this since before there were corporations. But they were suing the corporation and they realized, hey, my corporation can be sued if this person in power does whatever to this person not in power. So they decided, we're not having that again. I don't want to pay out for this idiot. So now nobody can have a relationship without disclosing it. That's how it happened. It all trickles down from elite.
Okay, then I'm going to agree with what you said. And because you said that, then you agree with my other point, which is the minority affects the majority.
Yo, this how I know you don't listen. The first thing I said when I was talking to Wayne is I disagree with you about the minority thing. That's the first thing I said.
You said you disagree with Wayne?
The first thing I said when I started talking, I said, Wayne, I'm sorry I got to disagree with you, but the minority does make up some of the laws. Wayne is right that most of the laws are for civilization. He's right about that. But they're all laws that are made just to protect the minority because the majority will always abuse it. And you know what you know what that is? That's another form of elite because the whites in this country were elite for so many years because they made themselves the white race. You know what? I'm not going to start because we all know I'm going to go on my white supremacy kick. But I saw enough Mike is rights in the group to make me feel good about myself. Wayne, get back in here.
You did good. What you guys say, Wayne?
No, I said what I had to say about that. I just wanted Cliff was talking about, I want to go back with Cliff on his comment about the 25, every man has no excuse, has 24 hours every day. All right, Cliff. So explain to me, because there's right now a study shows that I want to say the average person may have $500 in their savings. Maybe. The average person don't even have $1,000 in their savings, right? Majority of people are financially illiterate. You understand what I'm saying? Credit card debt, all type of debt. So if you're saying that men don't have an excuse because they have the same 24 hours in a day, well, then explain to me then why certain men are not good with finances, not good with making decisions with their money. You know why? Because even though everybody have the same 24 hours a day, there are different teachings. Some people are not taught how to spend those 24 hours, Cliff. Some people, a lot of these guys that are wealthy, a lot of these guys had mentors. A lot of these guys had inheritance that was passed down, or they had somebody in the home teach them finances. Sometimes, Cliff, a man, he has to figure it out on his own, and some men don't get into their 30, 35, 40. I didn't figure this shit out until I was 30 years old, bro. So if you don't have nobody to guide you, that whole there's no excuse. You have to be taught something out here, because in this country it's a chess game, bro. It's a chess game, and if you and everybody's not born with the same opportunity, because they are chasing women. Not everybody chases women. 50% of black men do not have children. Stop with the pussy chasing.
Oh, I love it.
Jesus Christ, over 50% of black men don't have children. Jesus.
Yeah, they have OnlyFans.
Majority of the women are having the children.
But 20% of the men.
Men are not getting pussy. What are they chasing pussy? My God. It's just a chess game out here. And if you're not showed, Cliff, how to manage money, how to manage your life, and you don't have a proper home, it can be difficult. Everybody doesn't just walk outside and just say, yeah, here you go. Here's $1,000. Here's a job. Now you're on your way, and they screwed it up. It's just not how it is. That's not life, Cliff. That's not how it works. That's just not how it works. You know, men have to build themselves up from something, from nothing. Women get shit because they have a fucking vagina in between their legs. They get free meals. You open up the door for them. They get free dates. They get free opportunities a lot of time. As a man, because you have a penis, you have to start from zero, from your swag, from your look, from your knowledge. A lot of times you do, and it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah,
it's not easy. So I have to give men leeway, because if you don't have a mentor as a man, bro, it can be tough out here, especially when it comes to being successful or being wealthy, or even being just financially literate as a man. So yeah, everybody, you don't have an excuse. Yeah, some guys do. They have it tough. I've mentored young boys, and they go home to nobody a lot of times because mom is at work. She's single mom. She's at work all the time. Who the fuck is teaching them how to be a man? Who's teaching them? Who's teaching them to save 10% of his pay when he gets older, when he gets out and get a job? Who's teaching them that? Where is he going to learn that? Where is he going to learn to invest in the 401k and all that? And hey, man, don't buy this car. Maybe you should buy it. Who's teaching them that? If he don't know, he don't know. You don't just grow and just. I just hate that there's no excuse for men. Yeah, 24 hours in a day. That makes no sense.
It's a form of elitism, sir.
Huh?
It's a form of elitism. They had it good.
That's crazy.
So real quick, okay, I just remember what we were talking about before. So the whole conversation we had before on WhatsApp was did feminism backfire on women? So that's what we were talking about.
Yeah. Let's go.
Okay, I'll let you get your thoughts first.
The reason I'll keep it short. The reason why I believe that feminism backfired on women, especially black women, because it went against everything. When it comes to nature, it has to be eradicated because it goes against everything. It dismantled family. It was bad for them because they said, well, I don't need a man, so I'm going to go to college and get my education. And they're leading the country in student loans, so which makes them slaves to capitalism, right? Which makes them political pawns. Right? They they're not protected. As like you said, they're not protected. They're not unprotected of a husband or a boyfriend or nothing like that. You can see the black community in their neighborhoods. The children are going crazy. The kids can't read. The kids can't count. All right, it's destroying the education system. They're feeding them bad food, all because of feminism. Told them they could do what the hell they want to do. They're leading the country in abortion. You name it. They're not thriving in anything. Feminism, if feminism was effective, black women would be thriving. They will be thriving, but they're not thriving. Tell me where they're thriving at. Tell me where they're thriving. You tell me. They have the majority of children. They have the majority of student loan debt. They're the highest in getting evicted. They're unmarried, the most that's unmarried, single mothers. The worst is feeding their children when it comes to diet and nutrition. They're also the most obese group in the country. Tell me what feminism have helped black women thrive. Go ahead,
Kevin.
Okay, so I'm not going to disagree what you just said. My only pushback is that I think feminism was something that had to happen because of the fact that women started working. So once women started coming into the workforce, this is when a lot of issues between men and women were like apparent. So of course, we already talked about sexual harassment in the workforce. We already know we know how guys are, and we know what happens when you mix men and women. So I'm not even going to go into that. Also, it helped with women with getting rights. So, for example, if you were married to your husband, you essentially don't even exist. Like you legally don't exist. You're basically an extension or an asset of your husband. And even if you had like a house that was given to you by your pops or something like that, your husband can take it and consider it his. So this is why I kept harping on the fact that if your husband decided to get rid of you, if you're a woman, he can just kick you out on the street and you'd have to start over from scratch because you legally did not even exist while you were married to him. And also,
how I don't know.
The term is called coverture. If you're not familiar.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that. I'm not familiar with that. But go ahead. Finish what you're saying.
No, you're fine. So that's why I have empathy for women because they had to literally start from scratch. And that's why I don't really give too much excuses for men because, like I said, men don't really they tend to not complain when they're hurting or when they have problems. But women, they go up into the deep end when it comes to like fighting for themselves. They always make sure that they're right. They go to the doctor's office, they protest, they even have meetings like what do you call it? Like political meetings and stuff like that. When I see, like, for example, if I go to a political meeting, it's mainly women that are in there. I don't tend to see men. So, and also when it comes to voting, like women didn't even have a say when it came to like who they want to vote for, right? Because they were considered property at a point.
That's not true. That's not true. Okay, so all the stuff you're saying, okay, this whole thing where women was nothing when they was married back in the day, bro. I don't know where that comes from. Women had jobs. The reason that women wasn't able to vote because they wasn't going to wars if there was a war. They wasn't getting drafted in the wars. Also, there was women groups fighting against women who wanted to vote because they was like, you know what I'm saying? Also, sure. This whole thing about women not able to have a bank account and all that stuff, we say the whole purpose of feminism was to further divide the family structure. Yes, exactly. But and also to put women as a buffer class. Absolutely. Right. To because somebody had to be the permanent victim in this country for this country to continue the stigmatism against men if they need to for the protection of women, like Kevin is saying. See, this is what I'm saying. You got to study the history of this country and understand what feminism actually is, because it's all a lie. Listen, but there was Poor white men couldn't vote at one time. At one time, only rich elite white man was able to vote. All right. So
Sure.
so not only women couldn't vote, but men couldn't vote either at one time. All right. When it came to majority of the laws that were set in the legislations, a lot of those men who would make those decisions were steered by their wives and their daughters inside the home. If you go and watch that Abraham Lincoln movie, bro, you'll go and see Tommy Lee Jones, who was on the Senate of the board about freeing the slaves. When he went home that night at the end of the movie, guess who his wife was? His wife was a black woman. And she was helping him steer to vote to speak up for the slaves, to free the slaves during the time of the Emancipation Proclamation with Abraham Lincoln. So a lot of these white men who made laws was being steered and convinced by their daughters and their wives at home. A lot of these women had a lot of power, even though inside the home, a lot of power, bro. Of course, this whole bank thing where I know everybody want to break up. Women couldn't have bank accounts. That's only if you're married, but because why? Because if I'm going to give out a loan, who I'm going to come and get my money from if I need my money? Because the man, he's working. He's making the majority of the money. Now, did the wife work? Yeah, she cleaned houses, but she wasn't in the factory making the kind of money the husband wasn't making. So if I'm a bank and I give out a loan to someone, damn right I'm going to come after the man. Why would I give you an account and you're not making the money to pay me back in interest like I need to be paid back? So
women were able to work in factories back then too.
Who?
Women were able to work in factories.
Yeah, but I'm just it wasn't coming. Huh?
So not till our Reformation.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So but it wasn't coming though. But the men was making the majority of the money. So who I'm gonna go after?
Okay,
I'm agreeing with you.
So you're proving my points.
What do you mean?
No,
but it wasn't.
If a woman
but it wasn't
own anything. She can't be bankrupted.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like saying you can't work at this job unless you have experience. You just got to start somewhere.
Yeah, but you're making
you're missing the point.
Go ahead. Yeah.
No, he's missing the point. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I know. Go ahead.
No, I get your points.
No, if you just said that, you obviously don't. Why would if I'm a woman, why would I want to go get this loan when I could just get my husband to get the loan and then get the money? And if it goes tits up,
they go to him.
Gotta pay it back.
They go to him. So again, women was living on easy street back in the days, man. Y'all make it seem like every woman was living like Celie and Mr. in Color Purple. Exactly. That's what they make. That's what feminism makes seems like our grandmothers and great grandmothers was like Celie and Mr. in Color Purple, and it's bullshit. It's bullshit.
And that's exactly why I was telling Kevin that the big issue is when you let one word slip through without correcting it. Kevin's favorite thing is, oh, that's semantics. Well, because nobody said elite men, women believe that all men were mistreating all women. They were not. The Color Purple is a freaking movie. Not everybody woke up and got beat on. Not everybody woke up and got molested. That's not the way. I know that's what they'll have you believe, and that's what Kevin believes. Because that's Kevin's favorite thing. Oh, women have it. There is no woman that can walk down the street in today's America without getting accosted. Nigga, I just walked past two girls going to the library. What are you talking about?
That's not the average woman experience. The average woman experience walking out of the door is not meeting violence with the man. That's just not the average woman experience.
Yeah, nowadays.
So I just had. Hold on, y'all, because Trevor back on, he gonna cut it off. I want you to do this. I did this to my girl the other day, and I hope she's listening. I said, we were talking about, the same stuff Kevin talks about. And I said, baby, she's like, yeah. I'm like, when did any of this happen to you? And she stopped, looked up a little bit and was like, yeah, no, it doesn't. And I'm like, exactly. That's Tyler Perry torture porn movies that have all these women thinking there's a bald black-haired man out there trying to push them down some steps or beat their mother or something. It's not like that.
Are they out there?
There's women out there that slit men's throats. Does that mean I'm not supposed to date
the
anybody?
minority affects the majority? I just said.
Nobody said that it doesn't. But you cannot if you let the minority control the majority, then you're in an autocracy, which is what we're leaning to.
Yes, exactly.
Autocracy.
That's what
to protect women. Yo, you're bugging.
That's my point of view. Well,
women are not in danger. What the hell?
Hold on, I'm gonna let you finish your point, but go ahead. Because I have a quick point to make.
You're acting as if women are in danger. Yo, women. Oh my gosh. If life was the way you act like it is, no woman would get their mail. There'd be a dude waiting outside. As soon as somebody get out, they go, "Oh, there's a woman. I'm gonna go get her." And bro, everyone that protects a woman is a man. I'll put it like this: if a woman was in a fight with a man and a woman police officer showed up, that woman would not feel happy. She would feel terrified and be like, "Where's the male police? I need a man here."
Yep.
Because men protect women.
Yep.
Period.
The same patriarchy that women complain about is the same patriarchy they lean on to protect them from the patriarchy that they're complaining about.
Heavy.
So what I'm going to say to that is, in general, that like I said, feminism. How do I say this? Okay, let me circle back.
All right, go ahead.
In general, I do agree with the fact that feminism does not help women too much, but at the same time, the whole feminist movement is to show that America was skewed towards the men, and it's easy for power to abuse the ones who don't have power. So, for example, you look at the Constitution. The Constitution doesn't even mention women. The only time it mentions them is if you look into the amendments. I think it's Amendment 14 that mentions you can't discriminate or take away rights of someone.
Who does the Constitution Amendment mention, Kev?
It just mentions any citizens.
Oh, it mentions elite whites.
What? Anyways, so even with that, it's skewed. It's the whole United States is skewed towards protecting men and their rights. And
that's not true.
Anyways.
Wow.
And
bro,
and
feminism.
One sec.
All right, go ahead.
And when you look at it like that, I do understand what you mean when you say, "Oh, well, women don't go to war, so they don't they shouldn't have a say in certain things." Well, that's the whole issue in the first place. That's why feminism happened, because they were underrepresented, so they decided to protest against it, and hence why they're having all these rights. Now, can I say like it's in a good situation? No, but what I can say is cause and effect, right? Like I just said, your husband would pretty much own you, right? You legally don't exist. Therefore, if your husband wants to kick you out, then you're gonna have an issue. Hence why there are laws to protect women when it comes to being removed from the home. There's laws to help women when it comes to getting assets, because the man is working. The man is doing majority of the work, right? So that's the way I see it. It's cause and effect.
No, assistance from this country came to women. They copied the I want to say London or England blueprint,
Magna Carta.
Yes, because what happened was when men was going off the war in masses and dying. Okay, so they started giving women support because their husband was going off and dying. So that's where a lot of that came from. All this stuff, assistance from the government. It wasn't because women was in shitty situations, because men was going off the war and dying. A lot of them had to go to work. A lot of them couldn't go to work. So
there you go.
Assistance program, sir.
Okay. You gotta say the second part. They had to go to work. They needed somebody in those factories.
Correct.
Women were the only people left.
Correct. Correct. So the first wave of feminism was about voting and of course having, these assistants and stuff like that because their men was dying. The second wave of feminism was about pure autonomy over their body. They wanted to do whatever they wanted to do. They wanted to say they didn't want any protection. They didn't want, bro. They would tell their colleges that they would have all girl colleges, and they would say, give us the right to risk being raped by a man. Give us that right. Because they used to have a lot of curfews at colleges, especially for women dorms, et cetera, and women fought for that and wanted to be free of that. They wanted to get from under the protection of society or culture of men, period. They wanted full autonomy on themselves. They wanted to do whatever they wanted to do with their bodies and all that stuff. Fair enough. They wanted to have abortion. They didn't want to marry. They wanted to be able to sleep wherever they wanted to. Second wave of feminism was about autonomy over their body. And tell me, how did that help them after that? How did it help? How did it help? It made them horrible mothers.
Let me do a quick response to that. If you're saying majority of men aren't a threat, then that shouldn't be an issue. Let them have autonomy over their body. I don't see any issues with that.
That's fair enough. I don't have no problem with it, but tell me how it helped them. How did it help them? Not want to be married, saying, having kids without being married, being able to sleep who they want to sleep with without vetting. Tell me. And again, you go back to that movie, Hughes Brothers, Trev was showing that movie. I always go back. Dead President is a great piece of shows that when men went off the war and fought, the women started sleeping and partying with the pimps. That's where you get all your singles and fathers from. That's where you get your singles fathers from.
I'm gonna do a quick response to that.
Hold on. Let me get, because you just responded. Let me get at you, Kev.
Okay, go ahead.
You cannot, and it's hilarious how you do this and no one notices. You cannot say that it's okay. I understand it's a majority of men. I mean, it's a minority of men. And then say, well, if it's a minority of men, why they? You literally laid the point.
I said majority.
No. You said you said that we said there's a minority of men who are doing the danger, right? That's what you said. We said, and then when they ask for autonomy and the minority of men do the attacking, they complain about the majority of men. That's what you're doing. You're trying to use the minority to attack the majority. That you can't do that. That's not logical. It's not fair, first and most, and it's what you guys do. You guys take a small minority and then extrapolate it out to everybody.
That's their argument all the time.
That's their argument every single time. Hey, there was a guy on 3rd Street who did this. So you got to watch out for everybody on every street. What?
Yep. That's the
what?
Well, okay. Well, if you don't put the law out there, how do you fix the issue?
The issue. That's a bigger thing. We could argue with that another time. That's a big thing. I want to stay on topic. And the topic is, what did feminism do for women? And I can tell you exactly what it did for women. It led to them getting online crying, saying, I'm tired of adulting. I want to have my soft girl era. I'm tired of this. Oh my God. Can I just, I want to be, what's that bullshit they say? Can I be a kept woman? I want to lay up with my kids. I'm tired of working. Why am I 40 and I can't find a man? Men are this. That's what it led to, because they're not in the position they're supposed to be. Women are not supposed to be in a position
going against their nature. That's why I say it goes against their nature. It goes against everything when it comes to their nature. That's why feminism are not benefiting women.
In the words of the great Patrice O'Neal, if a woman is a shark, she cannot date a penguin.
Nope.
So you can't go down.
Nope.
So even if that woman's, I'm a badass shark, she needs a badder ass man shark to keep her in her line. That's how it works. And women don't want, and they fight against it, and then wonder why they're unhappy. You're going off of the initial, Kevin. That's the problem. You're going off of the initial. You're like this. Oh, look, they celebrating. Women can be hot thoughts. Women can be whores. Women can be anything they want to be. Yay. You know what you're ignoring? You're ignoring the fact that Cardi B got to cry and delete everything from Stephon Diggs because he went around and started talking about her BBL stink and he got other women and she was just trying to use him to shit on her ex-husband when he already got a new chick too.
Can I just say something?
That's what feminism does.
I'm not getting into celebrity gossip.
Wait, can I say?
No. I'm showing you that's what feminism does. Women think that being a thought and running around showing off and hoeing off is what they're supposed to do. It's not. And every time they do it, you cannot show me one. You cannot show me one prostitute or whore that got married, stayed with that husband, and they died together. It don't work like that.
Who cares about that? Okay, I'm gonna make this
Exactly.
point.
Because you're 30 and you don't think about life past your nose. Life doesn't stop at 35, Kev.
Anyways,
Life moves on. So when you get older, you're supposed to care about the rest of your life. If you only care about today, why the hell are we listening to you if you only care about today? I care about next month. I care about next year. I care about my daughter getting married. I care about my daughter burying me. You're supposed to care about that. Go ahead, y'all.
So okay, this is my last point. Because I can tell we're on a time crunch. But in general, like I said, I don't think feminism was the best, but I think it was needed. I also agree with the Me Too movement. And I also think that it shouldn't be how do I say it? It's not a negative to men just because women have more rights and women have more ability to provide for themselves. Because if what you're saying is true, that a lot of women are complaining about how we're not into the traditional roles, then that should show you that when you find a woman, she should have more empathy to you, that you're trying to do your best to provide for her and the family, because she'll know that, hey, it's hard to get an apartment by myself, or it's hard to get a house by myself. It's hard to be the only person to provide an income. So if that is an issue, then what do you want? Sometimes it sounds like men just want women to be subservient to them and just shut up. That's what it feels like a lot of time. But
it's gonna be real quick, Wayne. Real quick, I promise.
Go ahead.
Hey, Kev, this is what I'm telling you about not thinking in the future. For a woman to get to that point, her mind is warped. Feminism changes who they are inside. These women can't build with men. There is no woman who grew up in feminism who goes, oh, man, it got hard. Let me be a better woman for a man I can find. They go,
wait, one sec.
Men to change for me.
One sec. You're talking about majority or minority?
I'm talking about the majority. The majority of women that grew up.
Can't agree.
Okay, I'll take it back. A high, loud minority of women that grew up in feminism are insane, and they act like they want to be men. Because I found me a great one, so I can't even mad at you. But the majority of women that are doing the talking, how about that? The majority of women that are doing the talking are women that don't know how to be with a man. Sure. They never learned how to be a wife.
Yes, exactly.
So they cannot fit. Even if they go, oh man, I need a man, they're gonna want a man on their time. They're gonna want a man the way they want it. And what's gonna happen? The second you get a man who is a panda and you are a lion, it's not going to work, Kevin. It's going to disintegrate, continue the degradation of marriage in this country, and the worsening of our society. Go ahead, Wayne.
Sure, of the minority. That's fine.
No, of the majority.
Majority.
You?
What the hell?
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that shit up, B.
Oh yeah. All right. Yeah, I gotta go.
That was hilarious.
Hey, I was just sitting back here enjoying the conversations. I looked at the clock and saw what time it was.
Yeah, I got to get out of here myself.
Get out of here.
Let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up.
Yeah, that was a fantastic conversation, and a note to any channel holder. That's how you do it sometime. If there's a conversation to be had, just sit back and let the guys have the conversation. You don't always have to interject. Just let the guys have a conversation. But yeah, that was just an inside scoop, just an inside look to the conversations we have off of here. Because I tell you, our conversations off of here be way better than the ones we actually have on here. So
yeah, I know, right? We get a few.
Hell, I wish I could have some of my man cave groups come on here and we had some of them damn conversations. That's the behind the scenes conversations always better, man. But yeah, so they, and they saying that Kevin, Wayne, Cook, and Mike, I mean Mike and Wayne, Cook, and Kev, yeah, you always have to let Kev just fight his way out of it, man. This is always a learning lesson. I didn't agree with everything Wayne and Mike said. I didn't agree with everything Kev said, but they had the conversation and it was a damn good one. Hopefully I could clip that one. So that's what I'm trying to keep this below a certain time so I could chop this video up. But yeah, man, fellas, that was great, man. So I want to do this because I know we we on a 2-week schedule, but if I'm not too busy next week and y'all free, I want to come back Tuesday because I want to talk about the Carnival Cruise thing because I just got 1 point on that, and I know what Mike going to link it to, but it's definitely a conversation to be had. I just got 1 point on that.
Yeah, Tuesday's good for me. Tuesday's good for me.
Yeah. See, to me, Tuesday just works better. But if if y'all free next week, same time, same place, I do want to come back, and rock another one because I definitely want to talk about that Carnival Cruise thing because I'm not even going to talk about my talking points, but just in general, I think that's a conversation to be had, man. So, Kev, man, you did good, man. Go and give your close out.
Well, what happened with the Carnival Cruise?
We'll get into it next show.
Yeah, it's basically I got because so
ignored all the
just give me the topic.
Yeah, you get hurt. Yeah, we gotta get out. I gotta get out.
I'll
just give me the topic. I just want to know what it's about.
No, I'll send you something, Kev. I'll send you something.
Okay, send me the link.
Yeah, I'll send you something.
All right, y'all. It was good talking to y'all. Very good points. I'm not gonna lie. And a lot of points I can't even disagree with. But yeah, just so you know, if you guys dig into my past, I am hiding nothing. And you're not gonna see no freakiness on my end. But all right, boys. All right, chat. Nice talking to you.
All right, Kev. Wayne, the black lion, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, appreciate it, man. Appreciate y'all boys. Kev and Mike, Trev. Kev held his own like always, even though we get on him, but that young dude, man, he a soldier. He hold his own, man. He stand his ground, but and he don't fold. That's what I like about him. So, he stand his ground, even though he don't make some sense sometimes, but he don't run. I dig that. You don't find a lot of young men that do that. But all right, Mike, Trev, we'll try it next week. All right, chat, y'all have a good night. Cardi, holla at your boy.
All right. All right, Mike, go and take us home. I got to pee.
All right, my bad. All right, I'll try to make it quick. Just so everyone knows, and especially now that those two are gone, all the group chats that we have, I win because Mike is right. I beat Trevor too, but he ain't gonna admit to it, and he gonna be here after me, so he gonna lie and say he don't win, but I win everything. Mike is right. It was wonderful having all 5.5 of my members here because MIR Trev looked like he was trying to be there today. Shout out to what was the dude who got timed out?
Jackie. Yeah, Jackie, and I did talk to Jackie, man. So he ain't no hard feelings. Ricardo said his daughter hit the button. So,
hey, Ricardo, yeah. I'm not mad at you. Keep them excuses coming. I ain't mad at you, twin. Do what you got to do. It was a wonderful. I ain't gonna hold you. It was a wonderful discussion. It brought me joy. It brought me to a place of sanity because this is my outlet. Much appreciated, Trev. You have a good day. Go let the hammer free. Everybody be good with yourself. Love yourself. I'm a more gentle, more genteel, more understanding MIR, but I'm still not with the nonsense. Holla at your boy. I'm gonna have 2 top 10s, but me and Wayne got to argue because he still ain't get back to me. I sent him the review, one of them, and he doodled on it and made me feel away. So now me and him got to go fight. But other than that, it's gonna be fire next week. I hope, or if we do it next week, I hope Trevor has another countdown for the 5 so I could crush him again because I'm awesome. And that's it. I'm good. You have a good one, sir. Go ahead and close the show out, big dog.
All right, Mike.
Yes, sir.
Oh man, that was a show, man. I thought, wow, that one was really, really good. I love the conversation at the end. Love the blind rankings. The blind rankings is so fun. Y'all just don't understand how fun because Mike didn't even know that was something I was gonna do. I literally told him, I just asked him last week. I said, hey, have you ever watched this Tyler Perry movie? And then he was like, yeah. And I said, okay, that's it. That's all I want to know. And then I brought up the blind rankings, and then we did today. So if he's going to do a top 10 next week, then I won't do a blind rankings next week. We're going to try to come to you next week, not 2 weeks. We're going to try to come to you next week because I definitely want to talk about the Carnival Cruise Line thing because I think that's a conversation to be had. And I think I think there's a deeper issue at hand here when it comes to the Carnival Cruise thing, the Target, and all that. Now, Mike, we can't because we'll be running into the time will be running like crazy, and I want to clip these. It's harder for me to clip these the longer the video is, but without me having to pay for it. Let me put it that way. If I pay for it, then we could have a 10-hour video. It's not gonna matter, but I don't want to spend no more money. But yeah, I definitely want to talk about the Carnival Cruise thing because it's in line with the whole Target thing and the Red Lobster thing and everything like that. So definitely, depending on how my work schedule is, we'll be back next Tuesday for another episode of, we got to come up with a new name because Man Talk Monday is officially dead just because it has a stink associated with it. And I unfortunately, I don't want that. I don't want that stigma in line with Man Talk Monday just because the fellas put in a lot of work and things like that, man. So shout out to everybody that came through. Shout out to Kayla. Shout out to Ricardo, Bone, Zay, E, Ricardo, Jackie McCall, Mike, Kev, Wayne, man, the whole crew, man. Peace to y'all, man. We ending this thing strong. We got what, 6 more of these things, and we ended them strong. You see, I let Wayne drop like 10 F words today, and I ain't even say nothing. That's a really good conversation. I need to I just want to clip just that conversation. And again, that just goes to show you, if you're a good content creator, you don't need to be Diddy. You don't need to be all in the videos, all in this. You say, I didn't come on until the very end. I was listening the entire time. My wife made a fantastic dinner. I called Jackie. I was on the phone with Jackie. My wife made a fantastic salmon dinner. I was back here grubbing, just listening to the guys rock out. See, if you're a good creator, you do that. You don't need to be all in the video and everything. You let the guys rock. You just let them rock. And that's what they did. So shout out to those guys, man. Can't wait for Mike to do the Precious's dirtbag ass mom breakdown. So if you're still there, could you drop the link to I Know He Doesn't Podcast? Y'all make sure and go over and subscribe to I Know He Doesn't Podcast. That's Mike and Kev's channel. They do shows over there. They break down like TV shows and things like that. So y'all make sure and check that out. Hey, with all that being said, man, I am out of here. I see you guys. This Friday for Pause and Reflect. And then hopefully me and my daughter at least come with one wrestling show Sunday, because there's a bunch of shows this weekend, so we may review one. I don't know. It just all depends. It just all depends how things go. So just stay tuned to the channel, man. We'll definitely have the updates up if anything's going on. That's it, man. Peace to you. See you guys on the other side, man. Be safe. I'm out of here.
I am inevitable.
When you see men fall, don't laugh. Learn. Because you're on your way up. And the things that tempt people to fall, you and I are not free from that temptation, nor from the weakness that will cause us to stumble and fall. When you laugh at somebody else's fall, white or black, rich or poor, your enemy or your friend, you are laughing and opening a way for your own demise when you do that. Because to laugh and not learn, to make mockery and not to understand, is to make the same mistake yourself.